Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the one and only T20 between Pakistan and Australia. Now, the Test series went to Australia. The ODI series went to Pakistan. This one, I guess you could call it the decider, and it should be an awesome one to watch. Australia, they won the toss. They decided that they do want to have a bowl first here, and it is at the same ground as the last Test match and also the three ODIs all took place at this exact same ground. So it will be interesting see how the pitch plays out. But the lineup that Pakistan have gone with for their batting lineup here, it is going to be Babar Azam as the captain, Mohammad Rizwan as the other opener. Now, those two can score a lot of runs together. One of the most exciting pairings to watch in opening cricket of T20. Then it is Fakhar Zaman, then Iftikhar Ahmed going to be coming in at number 4, Shah at 5, Asif Ali at number 6, Mohammad Wazim there at number 7, Hassan Ali, Sheehan Afridi, Harris Ralph, and Usman Quadir is there at number 11 for some left arm leg spin later on when he does get the chance, and also watch an IPL. And this is Greg Gower. Yeah, at the moment, I believe it is around about, I see that Samson just lost his wicket not too long ago, but that is 86 for 3 is the last time that I saw an update for that matchup. So do let me know who you think is going to win the IPL in that matchup, Gregor. Nonetheless, we are getting very close to the start of this match. Should be an exciting one, like I mentioned, both sides making their way out onto the pitch now. And it's pretty awesome seeing a crowd there, because this is going to be the final game that we see possibly in Pakistan for a wee while. I don't believe they've got any more scheduled tours till way later in the year, if they have got any, but I know that in June we have got New Zealand versus, it will be England, and also West Indies do play, I want to say they play Bangladesh, but I think it might actually be the Netherlands that they will be playing for that one. But currently, looking through at a guess, I feel like an LBW or bold will be the first one. We normally end up going for one of those ones. And also, good morning, Amish says, Abdullah, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well currently. Who do you think will be the first man dismissed? Will it be Babar Azam? Will it be Fakhar Zaman or Mohammad Rizwan? Although it can't be Fakhar Zaman, of course, because he is number 3, so he will be the first man in afterwards. But yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome to see how this does end up going. We're just going to set up our scoreboard, make sure that it is all running smoothly for this matchup. We will go like that and like this, and hopefully that will be behaving itself throughout the live stream now. But we have got the Australian national anthem, Adam Zampa. He's got a big smile on his face, although I believe it's because Marcus Stoinis is having a bit of a chat to him. Not sure what's being said there, but I think Trevor's Head just told them to behave themselves just a little bit more. But a few of the Australians having a bit of a laugh there. I'm not too sure what Zampa said. He must have said something. Stoinis might have as well. And now there's now going to be the Pakistan national anthem before we get into this match. Now, like I mentioned, Pakistan able to win the ODI series. Australia able to win the Test series. This one is the decider. And I have a feeling Sean Abbott, for myself, he's going to have to play a big role. Same with Adam Zampa in the bowling department. See whether or not they can tear through this Pakistan lineup, which has proven to be a very difficult thing to do. Babar Azam is as stubborn as they come when it comes to taking time up at the crease, and he will not be given up any time in the future, that is for sure. And he is going to be opening alongside his buddy Mohammad Rizwan. Those two in the Test series, you would have to say Babar Azam was the star. In the ODI series, you'd also have to say that Babar Azam really stood up with the occasional performance from Rizwan, although he was working hard behind the stumps, and that is exactly what he's going to be doing in this game as the keeper. That man, Sheehan Afridi, will be excited. And also, we've got there, Finch can't win a toss, can't bat, and can't use DRS. But he's still the captain, I don't know. And there's, that's the thing. I think he actually somehow magically won this one and decided that they do want to have a bowl. So I'm not too sure whether or not that will be the right decision. We'll have to wait and see how the pitch plays out for this matchup. But currently now, Mohammad Rizwan, Babar Azam, the two openers for Pakistan here. Man, it's very excited in the crowd, and this will be an awesome matchup. It's currently 3:30 a.m. here in New Zealand, but I did not want to miss this game. Knew it was going to be a cracker. And speaking of cracks, there's a few on the pitch at the moment. Okay, they said it's the same pitch that Pakistan chased down that record total for the ODI. But looking through the two captains, they are both going to be opening the batting. The keepers for this one, Mohammad Rizwan, and also it will be Josh Inglis there. And also, Hamish, your cap looks so good. And there says Cody, I decided to wear the cap today, not just because it is, I guess, in support of Ben McDermott, because he's been going pretty well in the last little while, but also because I have got quite a large pimple on my forehead, and I thought rather than you guys being like locked onto it, if I have a cap on, you can't tell. So that's kind of the logic behind it. But Marnus Labuschagne, that man loves a chat. and he is certainly going to be chatting all around the bat today for this matchup. But we are in Lahore for this last match and only match of the T20 series. It's a shame that it's only the one. How's it going, Hamish? Good evening, Abdullah and Coding. And there's Sebastian. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well also. Currently, Romania, 2:30 p.m., maybe. I feel like I'm going to get your time zone one day. And when I do, I'm going to have a little celebration to myself and probably pop some, what do you pop? Champagne, isn't it? If you do end up having a big celebration for this one. But this match about to be underway. Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan, like I mentioned, the opening partnership, that will be huge for Pakistan if they can get it right. Matches 74 for Babar Azam. Same to you, Sebastian Grama. Nice to see you, buddy. And there's Coding as well. Like they're saying, number one batsman in the world at the moment, Babar Azam for T20 cricket, and you can understand why. He's actually taken that straight off of, it was initially actually Dava Milan, I believe. And I was like, yawning there at the same time as South Africa. So you guys, whereabouts would South Africa, I guess it's somewhere along the lines of a 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m., somewhere around there. WM edict, so you're going to have to work harder than that. I know it's 3:30 a.m., but I'm not falling for that one. And good evening. And there Sebastian says that one from Abdullah, but currently now actually opening with spin, and it's going to be Travis Head, the part-time spinner, who is about to be going in for this one as well. Now behind the stumps, it is Josh Inglis, plays for the Perth Scorchers. And now Travis Head, who does play for the Adelaide Strikers, is getting an opportunity here. They've actually got quite a spread throughout the BBL sides. So it will be interesting to see how they come together, like we saw in the ODIs as well. One thing I've learned from your extra channel is that George is at FIFA a little bit. His entertainment is priceless. And there, as I says, Jay, yeah, he's getting better. He's slowly getting better. Like, that's the thing. He decided to go with a random episode of the series. So I don't know whether or not we're picking up from there or whether it is going to be like episode 1 and everything coming out. And also we have got there, Lol tried it in there, says WM. It's going to be pitched up nicely. And they do get the single off the very first ball. Babar Azam is able to keep that strike. In fact, it was Rizwan rotates it. And also we have got the up and coming. And there says AFL once again, 3:30 a.m. It'll be better than that. And also Bangladesh making an appeal for South Africa. Yes, actually an hour ahead of South Africa now. I think it's because of the daylight saving. Yeah, see, we also had daylight saving, so I have no idea where we are compared to everyone else. Jay, is it still 10 p.m. in Perth? Or has it changed? And also we've got the Hamish after covering 8 overs at opening match in the IPL. You haven't covered any matches, any reasons I don't like it much, or viewers less watching as well, says Coding. It's actually neither of the two. It's just been very hectic. And I guess I underestimated how much other sport like we had for the next few weeks. Like, it's probably the busiest time almost of the whole year with the Champions Cup coming up and all the cricket that's been on at the moment. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that I haven't been able to cover too much of the IPL. I really want to, but the games are all on at just terrible hours for us here in New Zealand. Like, there's one going on at the moment though, I do know of, and it is currently about 13 overs into it, whipped to the leg side by Mohammad Rizwan. And they do get a single out to mid-wicket, Sean Abbott, and also 11:33, mate. So you're now only 4 hours behind us. But it's 6:30 p.m. So Sebastian's now 9 hours. But, oh, no. My time zones have gone. I'd have no idea. That's the thing. Even some regions of Australia, what time is it in, like, somewhere that's normally 2 hours behind us, Jay? So what time is it in Brisbane at the moment? Is it like the same? So it would be currently like now it would be 1 a.m. I guess, or is it actually 2 a.m. now in that region? And also, yeah, we don't do daylight savings in Western Australia. And then that's a nice shot there from Mohammad Rizwan. Gives it plenty, and that's 6 runs there for that one. And also thoughts on Joy getting made on 137th century. And there, as I says, WM edits. I mean, at the end of the day, anyone who gets a century, it's a special moment, definitely when it's your first. And, you know, normally the first of many for a lot of batsmen. And it's 9:04 p.m. at night in India as well. And also we have got the Melbourne, it's the same. Okay, so now you guys are 2 hours behind in some reasons, but Perth just do their own thing. I like Perth. Perth just doesn't care. You know, people are like, we're changing our clocks. Perth are like, why? You know, what's the point? It's just going to change back in about 6 months' time. I feel like Perth's a good place. I want to go to Perth. Optus Stadium. Hey man, it's very hyped up in the crowd. And yeah, I know that India is 2.5 hours ahead of us. And there's RC Sebastian. See, and then you add in the 30 minutes. It's like I guess you'd say, what is it? When you sit there in Adelaide, I think they're an hour and a half. In Perth is Perth. That's a nice shot once again. And Babar Azam hits it away to the boundary. Speedy start here for Pakistan. It seems like a race between Babar Azam and now Muhammad Rizwan. So you can get themselves into double figures first. And we always got the terrorised New Zealand bowler, or Joy terrorised New Zealand bowlers in there. This thing, normally people have their high score against New Zealand. We've learned it from Bangladesh. There's a guy further down the order, wasn't there, who had his best of 55, and that was up against the Kiwis. And the Wash is being smacked around a little bit for his first ball. Perth will host the first Wallabies versus England rugby test in July. Ooh. Okay. It's going to be good. So July. So we've got 3 matches for that series. Ireland versus New Zealand, 3 matches. Wales versus South Africa, 3 matches. Argentina, Scotland, 3 matches. I think is the other one that they have got that is going to be taking place in July. But that's the thing. That's only 3 months away. So July is almost here. We're almost halfway through the year. That's it down the ground. They're going for the quick single. And he almost got run out, but he's fine. And also, I like Babar Azam more than Rizwan. So do the rankings. He's currently the #1 batsman in the world. We also get an Origin match again this year. Says Jay Azan. Also, we have got the Hamish Watch WrestleMania, my favorite match. I went Stone Cold, wrestled after 20 years and kicked ass of Kevin Owens and drinking beer. And there as well. So I did end up seeing the first day worth. And now I'm up to, I think, about just after the second match of the first day or somewhere around there. So yeah, I'm slowly working my way through it. But it is just taking me a little bit longer because of weird hours and editing overall. But we've got a busy weekend. And I think tomorrow might be our last slightly free-ish day, but I believe I'll be sleeping due to how late this game will end. That's going to be a pull shot. And so no championship main event yet. No. But sadly, I did accidentally go on YouTube, which I shouldn't have. I was just trying to get to my YouTube studio to set up a live stream. And I got a headline, such and such wins the match. And I was like, oh, why do you have to? That's the only match I know who wins it. And it's a shame because it's the biggest match of all of them. And is it hot in New Zealand? It's currently 15 degrees, sitting at 3 a.m. So it's actually pretty warm compared to some of the weather that we've had. DeWash just once again just hits it straight to the fielder there for Babar Azam. They need to get him out before he gets to 20. Same with Rizwan. If you let them get any more than that, you're in a lot of trouble. But this T20 International played at Lahore, same location as the ODI, same location as the Test match in there. But it's the last one that we are going to get to see in Pakistan for a little while, sadly, or anywhere in terms of T20, other than, of course, those slightly lower teams around the place as well. Nice drive there. And it's gone through. Babar Azam, he's in form today. Nathan Ellis, though, chases after him. Also, a Hobart Hurricanes player. He's very committed to his craft, and I guess he suits the hat, doesn't he? A little bit. We've actually got a couple of Hobart Hurricanes players in the Australian lineup for this game, which is quite cool to see. Although I think if I'm going to look through the lineup, who dominates? So we've got Finch of the Renegades, head of the Strikers, Ben McDermott of the Hurricanes, Marnus of the Brisbane Heat, Josh Inglis of the Scorchers, Marcus Stoinis of the Stars, Cameron Green. Who does he play for? I think he's an Adelaide Strikers boy, but didn't really get to play. Abbott of the Sixers, the Washers of the Sixers, Zampa of the Stars, Nathan Ellis of the Hurricanes. So actually a very even split at this stage, which is quite cool. And also, your neck and arms are looking a little pale. Or is it just the settings on the vid? Says Jay, it is, of course, just the settings of the video. I don't have my yellow light anymore as well, so that probably doesn't help. I mean, this arm's very see-through. But yeah, a bit pale. Probably been wearing a jersey for the past little while, so that's probably why. And by last little while, I mean like a couple months. You can't avoid the spoilers if you have an internet connection. First thing in the morning, I go on YouTube. I see Buster holding up both titles. And there's Sebastian. So yeah, I guess it was slightly spoiled for yourself as well there. But other than that, I know nothing. Other than, of course, the ones that I've already seen. Abbott likes that LBW, but it's gone a bit high. I saw a new pace bowler in the Sheffield Shield the other week. And also we have got their, they took 3 for 38, their names. I mean, a last name like that, it's just not really like you got to try and sneak it in a little bit more. Ask Jay about how to sneak one. He managed to get George the other night very nicely indeed. But I will mention, did anyone see Nick Madison's bowl in the Sheffield Shield? He actually did a Jasprit Bumrah delivery, which was quite interesting to see. And age 15 degrees, it's perfect weather, not too cold or not too hot. Yeah, it's quite nice at the moment. We had the fire going earlier on, and also you're not getting views because the real games are getting streamed. Don't worry, as I says WM, that's no worries. Like, I guess it's one of those ones. If there is somewhere to watch the game, I highly recommend you guys do watch the game as well, because at the end of the day, like, we all just want to watch some cricket, and it's going to be a very awesome match. And this one, I guess you could say the commentary is there, but it's also just having a bit of a chat and drinks Dickens cider. See, that's how you do it, WM and AFL. That is how you do it. Well done, Jay. I didn't even clock on to that. That's going to be a couple runs out to the leg side there. And Roman Reigns and Ross Taylor both wearing the red type of material. It looks so good. What is that, Hamish? The red type of material. I guess just red, isn't it? Ferrari, or not Ferrari red. Is it called hot red? No. There's a type of red that's like a pretty, like, strong red, but it's not. No, it's not wine red. That's kind of a little bit more purple. There's a name for it. Candy red? No, not too sure. Nick Madison been growing his COVID here since 2013. And as I said, the Abdullah certainly got some length on it at the moment. With Sean Abbott, there was a bit of an appeal. They were saying it was too high. It did go over the top, so it was good that they didn't review that one. That's very nicely done. The Wickets, it was missing that one. They are just showing an orange peel. Like, you can eat orange peel, like just stock standard orange peel. I don't think I've tried that before. Or I'll probably accidentally eat on the outside of a lemon. Don't ask me how. But that's going to be a nice shot there from Babar Azam. Cut off at deep cover. Pakistan is dark horses in World Cup. Ashoka, as I said, Yaganaf. I think with the lineup that they've got, like, they wanted to buy, or the UAE, it was their first World Cup with some of those younger guys in there. And I feel like in Australia, they like when the pitch really allows the ball to come onto the bat, because they just hit it out of the middle so hard. The likes of Babar Azam, Muhammad Rizwan. Also, you look at the rest of their lineup, Asif Ali, Fakhar Zaman, Ahmed, and they can all hit a long ball. And I mean, when you think about it, other than the MCG, you're probably looking at some decent-sized boundaries to be able to hit it straight over the top for the 6 runs. But that is the end of the Abbott over. 22 for none here for Pakistan. So a pretty strong start to this matchup. Currently 12 from 12 for Babar Azam, although the scoreboard doesn't say that, does it? There we go. There we go. It has updated. And also 9 from 16 for Muhammad Rizwan for this matchup as well. My arm is half disappearing, isn't it? Kind of strange. Don't know why, because blue's not really green, is it? If I go like that, it kind of goes all right. But if I think it's just the reflection. There we go. We'll sit like that. We'll just have a random arm forward. I feel like that would get very uncomfy very quick. Currently, they did win the toss, Australia. They decided that bowling would be the better option. They love chasing, and it seems to be that chasing in current cricket is the better option. It just seems to be that you can really pace yourself, bring out this partnership as the toughest part concerning the bowling. I just asked India in there. Says Sebastian as, oh yeah, this is not an easy wicket to get, but as soon as they do, the problem is you're still looking at Fakhar Zaman as the next man. So it's going to be tricky, because pretty much any time you bring out a new batsman, they're still going to be able to pick it up just as quickly as we've already seen from these two openers. Like, this is still the power play. So we've got 6 overs of the power play, I should mention, compared to the BBL, which is the 4 overs, and then you do end up having the power surge a bit later on. This one is 6 straight, hit down the ground, nice shot, 1 bounce for, and Babar Azam once again looks like he is seeing it like a beach ball, hitting it out of the middle of his bat in front of a home crowd, and that is the first 4 that we have seen of this over for Nathan Ellis. He's only bowled the 2 deliveries. It's first runs as well, so it's never nice as a bowler going for a boundary off your very first ball in yellow. And there says Johan Rugby, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Bangladesh versus South Africa. South Africa getting the win. What did you think of that first match, and how do you think they'll go in the second match that is coming up? Change of pace there. Nathan Ellis hoiked away to the leg side out mid-wicket, and that is another 4 for Babar Azam. It's not making this very enjoyable for Ellis at this point in time. 2 wickets, or sorry, 2 boundaries in a row here. Tried the off cutter, see whether or not he could get him with a change of pace. Babar Azam just sits there, goes, nah, saw that one. And he just smacks it away and said like Homer Simpson. And there is a Susan. Oh, that just makes me think of Simpsons hit a run again. Like that game used to be such a good one. You know, I would spend hours literally just driving on the roads, like legally. I've just realized that's what I do in every game. I do it in GTA, do it in Forza Horizon, did it in Simpsons Hit and Run. Another 4 runs for Babar Azam. It's going to be worked a deep backward leg, and Odin Savara going, well, I'm glad. And there's his yarn. Yeah, they dominated on that last day, ended up bowling out Bangladesh for only about 80 or 60 runs or something along those lines, which wasn't exactly that great for the Bangladesh boys. But yeah, I think I've just got a thing for driving the speed limit. And then Need for Speed, it was the complete opposite. Me and Dad on Need for Speed Underground on the PlayStation 2, we used to have a thing how if you could flip someone else's, like a passenger or pedestrian's car, you get 1 point. If you could flip them on their roof, you get 2 points. And that is literally all we did in that game was flip cars. Whereas every other game, I just drive slow. Nicely done once again for Babar Azam. And like they're saying, it looks like a good pitch is coming onto the bat very nicely here. And currently, Ellis has gone for 13 runs of his first 5 deliveries. Okay, they've just shown the TikTok advertising. And they said, if you do the TikTok thing, you can enter the competition to win all expenses trip paid to this game that's on now. How does that work? Oh, nicely bowled, a little bit slower from Nathan Ellis. It looks like they want just a single, and that will close out an expensive first over. It is 14 off it, current run rate of 9, and it is 36 for none. And Bangladesh will win the next test. And there is LCSW minutes. Yeah, they've got a good side, Bangladesh, although they are going to be missing quite a few of their big team members for that next one by the sounds of it. And also we have got there, they have Joy with test average of 46. And there's, he's a very impressive batsman, young Joy. And also we've got their sounds rigged. And there's says Jay. Wait, we talking this game or maybe another one? That's the thing. I don't think we've ever gotten through a competition or a game of cricket without someone in the chat going, this game's rigged, or is the competition fixed? I think it's always fixed, isn't it? I played GTA 5 while obeying all traffic rules, stopping at traffic lights, giving way to other cars, allowing pedestrians to cross. Not ideal when there's a 4-star chase on your ass. See, that's the thing. I used to be like, I think the only other game that I actually go real aggressive with my driving is actually like, yeah, pretty much the only other game that I don't obey road rules is Farming Simulator, because I'm like, I could drive slow here, but I've got bales on the back. I want to get somewhere. This tractor's a bit slow. And I was at Tumble Pakistan, and the trip that's all paid for to this game, yeah, probably should have changed the advertising as in like a trip to and maybe another game, all expenses paid. But instead, they just kind of, yeah, they just didn't change it. Or although the KFC bucket, I'm not too sure whether or not we've still got the bucket, which was every 6 hit in the ODI series, they were going to sponsor a scholarship. They had it as you had to hit the bucket in the T20, or sorry, the Test match series. No one hit the bucket because they'd always put it about 100 meters away from the ground. And also Australia senior pace bowler as in rest or injury. And there says Yaganath. Oh, so which one were you talking at this stage? Because I know that they are missing. Who are they missing at the moment? They're missing Pat Cummins. He's in the IPL. Hazelwood's not there. They haven't got. Who else haven't they got? They've got a few of their other quick bowlers. Boland, as why don't you do YouTube and hustle a job? And there, as says WM. I guess at some stage soon, I'm looking at other, I guess, feasible options, just because I don't think I can do YouTube for a huge amount of time without. Oh, Stark has gone to the IPL, I believe, at this stage, or he might have gone back to Australia first in that one. But yeah, At some stage soon, I think, unless something changes drastically, I will find some sort of job to keep me busy, whether or not that is something part-time or full-time. I don't want to really end up with full-time, or else then I don't know whether or not I can do YouTube as much as I do currently. Like part-time would be all right, few hours a week, or probably more than a few hours a week, like 20 hours a week over 2 days or something midweek, and then go into YouTube for the weekend would be pretty awesome to be able to do. And everything in this life is fixed in there as well, except my luck. You can't make that up. And there says Abdullah, and also we have got there who's absent in the Bangladesh test. I think they've got about 3 or 4 names, if I'm not sure, or if I'm not wrong, sorry, that they are missing. And also this is a weak team for Australia, says WM. And also I like when viewers say they have evidence that the competition is rigged. Yeah, they just say ring this number and we'll tell you who's going to win all of them. Although, to be fair, one of them did get 1 point in the BBL one. He did say the wrong team for the amount of runs down the ground there. Dragged it a little bit, but the man is back, so he will be all right and does end up getting himself a single. Josh Butler, at the moment, getting himself 55 runs in the IPL. It's done very nicely. Are you not watching IPL? And this is yeah enough. I've also got a few of the stats for the IPL popping up, but I see that it's 19 overs down, and they are 146 for 3 at the moment. Speaking of farms, you and George should do an electric fence challenge on his farm and stick it on the extras channel, says Jay. Funny you mention that, because there's a vlog. And it was back, do you remember when I first got that electric pen, or the shock pen, how you click on that and it zaps you? Pretty much that was the vlog that we filmed. And he has a bit of a phobia with electric shocks because of accidentally touching so many electric fences and just getting absolutely obliterated by them. So there's a part in that vlog how I act like I'm about to get him, and I think he calls me some sort of word that often is referred to someone who sleeps with a lot of women or a lot of men. Overall, there was a few funny moments. I might have to try and get that vlog up. There was quite a bit that happened. That was the day that I got my beanie as well. And also was playing some maiden 22 the other day and barely watched NFL. I just learned that if you drop the sack or drop the ball, sack occurs. And as ours says, drop the ball, sack occurs. I think that's like as in when you put it down, they just call it. Oh, no, there's a little bit of a misfield. There is a name for it as well, although I feel like got him, yeah. And also, by the way, are they at a Cricket 22 on? Oh, they didn't, did they? That's good, but I wish I didn't buy it when it was like $100 and haven't played it yet. But that means that we can play it together, Sebastian. Is it going to be... Does it have Joe Root on the cover for you? Or is it the Australian version? Do let me know. But the Walsh is currently running in. Now hit to the leg side. It's going to be very nicely taken a classic. I bet he's wore his head off. And that's what he did. He did many times throughout that day. And the thing that made it, I guess, so much more unpredictable, like, the thing is, if I've had a good night's sleep, I'm normally relatively, I guess, sensible around people. But at that stage, I've been awake for about 33 hours or something like that. So I had no filter. So, like, yeah, there's some stuff that would have to be cut out of it, I would think. Because, yeah, there's a lot of swear words. He also, on our trip down to Big Mac, or in fact, it was a cheeseburger and one bite, he managed to get through. Or kind of one bite, the rest fell out. It was a good day. It was a fun day. That was all a little bit of a edge there for Muhammad Rizwan. Plenty of spin on that one. And it's a European version of the Joe Root and Heather Knight cover. Oh, damn. So you'll be loving that one. I wish I didn't buy it straight away. Can I get a refund on it if I haven't played the game as of yet? And it's like I bought it when it came out. Do you think they do that? Do you think they'd like be like, we understand that you didn't play it yet, so you can have a refund and just download it on Game Pass? Probably not. Oh, sorry for making weird noises. But does that mean Xbox Game Pass on my PC will have the game too, Sebastian? Oopsies. I don't know what I just clicked on. Uh-oh. Xbox Game Bar, that's not what I want. And also I had to try and get you with that one since it's 4. Wasn't the best one, though. And there's CZH. It's actually a different account, isn't it, from your other one? Are you... I guess you are AFL, is it? Maybe. And Rizwan is rubber. So he's nearly 30 and barely has 1,000 runs in test. And there's his WM. Yeah, he's certainly big for his keeping side of things. Normally more than likely. It's up in the air shot from Babar Azam. That one's going for 6. And that's a very nice shot from Babar. And I was like, no, there's CZH for that one as well. Currently now, Babar Azam makes his way up to 36 of 24 deliveries. This man knows no limits to his batting potential and just continues to go and go and go. And that's 82 meters for that 6. I think if KFC was sponsoring every 6 in this match, they'd be sponsoring a whole pass or sponsoring a whole class, I should say. And you always have to be a bit patient. It was relatively obvious they would add it, given that Cricket 19 is there as well. Yeah. I had all big plans. I was going to play it right when it came out, play along with some BBL games, do a career mode. That's a nice shot once again from Babar Azam. They're going to get the 2 runs for it. I always try and troll in your late streams. And there's ZH there. But that is going to be the end of the 6th over, and it is 56 for none here for Pakistan. So sitting very nicely for them in the early stages of this matchup. Australia are going to have to find a way to try and shut them down, or else this could be maybe working their way towards about 200. But the Rajasthan Royals, they were able to get 169 for 3 in 20 overs. Joss Butler, 70 off 47. And then also Hetmeyer was 42 off 31. Cricket 19 was sort of added sort of similarity a few months after its release. And there says Sebastian. I'm going to quickly, even though I messed up typing it earlier, I'm going to look and see whether or not it's on the PC, because I was actually going to buy it a little while ago. Okay, I don't believe it's on Game Pass on PC yet, but maybe it's not too far away. And if it does go there, because I think they've got Cricket 19 on it, so if it does end up coming there, then I can actually get it on PC without any worries as well, without having to buy it, which is always a bonus. Now, Adam Zampa, they finished the power play. Now he gets to come into the attack. And Pakistanis are cricket addicts. Like, go get a life is not going to feed you. And as I said, WE minutes, they are also Pakistan on target for a massive score. They certainly are. They are looking very good while doing it here. Single off Adam Zampa for his first ball of his over. Currently now, Muhammad Rizwan, he's sitting on 18 off 12. He's also doing very nicely, ticking himself over. Babar Azam, he's certainly able to bring up that strike rate. Zampa, though, I feel like the way that Zampa gets him is the wrong end. Butler batted the whole innings. What a batsman. And there's his Bob Joes. And there's, so he only faced 47 balls, so I guess he didn't really get a majority of the strike. But when he did have the strike, he was certainly making an impact boundary once again for Babar Azam. Bangladesh get bowled for 53. That is disgraceful. And there's his WM for that one. It happens. I mean, sometimes it just goes wrong. And also nothing wrong with being a cricket addict. And also we have got the must only be on console then. I had it very recently. Says Sebastian there as well. Or George could get it. I'm sure he'll be keen on that. And also Butler over this one. That one as well. Currently now hit it out through cover. Nice shot. And that will be just the single. Babar Azam as he ticks himself over to 43 now. And it just seems like 1, 6, 5 fours, strike rate of 160. Tiger Woods says he's going to play the Masters as well. I thought he was injured again, Tiger Woods. Or is he? No, he came back from injury not that long ago. That looked good for Zampa. They've said no. I think maybe a little bit of bat on that one. What does Zampa think? Are they having a bit of a chat? Who's the captain round here? I think it's actually Aaron Finch. Okay, they've just said that Babar Azam has middled 100% of the balls that he's hit. And at this stage, his bat might be broken, dragged down there from Zampa. Well bowled was the slider as well, getting it through at a little bit of extra pace on the ball. And Muhammad Rizwan not too happy, right? Yep, it was an inside edge. So good call not to go for the LBW. Hitman 3 is in there as well. Last title of the trilogy. Another game that I bought just a tad too early. I haven't actually. That's another game, Sebastian. Like, you know how you mentioned about like WWE, you can't avoid spoilers for it. Hitman 3, I have not watched a single video or anything on it. Like the most I've seen is probably like a 30-second clip of something funny happening, like from just someone randomly playing it. Other than that, haven't looked at a single moment of footage, and I think I'm going to keep it that way right up until I play it. And when I play it, I'm probably just going to have to like full on dive head first, and it's probably going to be around maybe when's our quiet time? Like May, kind of like midweek May, might be midweek May live streams could be a thing. Also, what do you think was the main reason Bangladesh got out for 53? I mean, you could say the batting just wasn't quite there, but South Africa's bowlers, they knew exactly where to put it, those two spinners, Maharaj, and then also, I've forgotten the other guy's name, but he bowled very well. I got 7 wickets for the match. And like they just found their line and length on a day 5 pitch that was doing plenty. It was skidding on at times. Wickets was probably the main reason. And there says Jay, it sure was. And yeah, we ended up trying to cover that one, and it only went for less than an hour. So we actually switched to New Zealand, Netherlands, and then those wickets fell. And I did have, I guess you could say I had the rest of the night off, but not really because I did more editing. I do way too much editing, I think. Harmer, that is the name. And I was like, yeah, saying no Hitman spoilers around. And there's Sebastian. And I was like, Rajasthan have a good side this year. Tell you what, Sebastian, we might have to do one of those thingies how we like play along. You know how you can do like the split screen of like you and a mate playing? Might have to give that a go. Because you've got an Xbox, don't you? So that will work out. Rajasthan have a good side this year. It seems like, are they the team who's gone with, that sounded like a broken bat there for Rizwan, but I think he's going to be all right. Yeah, because, I mean, they've got Hetmeyer and Joss Butler is just naming 2. I'm going to have a look through at who else they've got in the bowling department for this match in particular. Currently, they're having an iced coffee. I think she spilt the drink a little bit and still trying to act like she didn't spill the drink and saying that my teeth are not sensitive anymore because I use sensitive toothpaste, I think is the motto of that one. They must give out a huge amount of drinks. I'm keen. And there's us, Sebastian. Rizwan's done a calf. Rizwan's done something bad. I think something's happened here for Rizwan. I think he's pulled something. It doesn't look too good for him. Okay, he hit it right into his kneecap. I don't think he'd be the kind of batsman who would go out retired hurt, but he doesn't look too happy at all. And this opening pair is the best in the world in T20 Internationals, 100%. Like they're most, like probably known for their amazing World Cup performances. But other than that, they're always, like they're on the same page. Running between the wickets is on point. He's really struggling here, Mohammad Rizwan. I think he's waving. Okay. It looks like he's going to need to change something here, Mohammad Rizwan, because that knee is really troubling him at this point in time. Currently, Pakistan's highest power play scores, they got 56, and that was against Australia. So that was actually their highest ever that they have scored in a T20. Very nicely done indeed. Let's go like this. And we will go like this. There we go. Rizwan currently getting a little bit of attention on that leg. Doesn't look too comfortable for him currently. Hopefully he is going to be all right. They don't want to see him retired hurt. That would be the worst thing possible for them in this circumstance. And I was just how will we go about it? Discord voice chat while streaming or filming and editing afterwards? Oh, it's a good question. Are you keen to have, I guess, with that statement, are you keen to have your voice in the live streams or video-wise? Because I feel like that's the thing. I'd be very keen. And I feel like it would be quite cool because if I'm up in the middle of the night, none of the Kiwi lads are up. Like 6 a.m. here is actually a nice time for yourself. And bit of Magic's Ray, she'll be right. And there's us, Jay, and also Babar Azam is beyond world class at the moment. He is in the form of his life, and that's hard to do because he's already had brilliant form. And now, currently, Mohammad Rizwan, I think he's back to his feet. Still doesn't look too comfortable, though. Is this going to be, surely this isn't retired hurt? No. He'd be all right, wouldn't he? He'll get up. He might still be down. Mohammad Rizwan. I think he might have gotten it right on side. I'm in a lot of trouble. It's crazy. Oh, no. Discord, Aiden, send me a message. What have you done now? You've probably done something else that's not ideal. And also anything 180 plus is difficult for Aussie as well, says Shaganath, and also maybe a runner. Are you allowed a runner if it's your first, I guess, partnership? I'd assume so. I guess they wouldn't discriminate against someone who's an opener compared to a tail ender. Okay, the medical staff have been out there. Oh, you get a trophy for this one. Just the one matchup between the two sides, though. Because that's the thing. Rizwan will be wicket keeping later. So you've also got that situation of you don't want to risk him. Everyone, yep. And there says Jay as well. Because if he can't bat and he can't run, then he can't keep. And then who do you have as your keeper? It looks like if I was Cameron Green, I'd go right for the pads here. Looks like he is going to be all right now. 3 balls gone in this over. And now he's going to be ready to go here. Muhammad Rizwan. And also we've got there. I wouldn't mind. I just feel like I have no idea what to say, Boulding. Sorry, I just got a bit excited. But that's gone through Muhammad Rizwan. At the end of the day, he wasn't comfortable while he was out there. And that is going to be Muhammad Rizwan now on his way. And that is going to be the end of him. And now Australia have got themselves their first wicket. Pretty big. Well, I think Tamim Akbal is available. And there's us says WM, and I wouldn't mind. I just feel like I'd have an idea what to say. To be fair, I feel like it always feels that way for the very start. But then as you kind of, like, even if for a start we just ended up, so pretty much even if we ended up having a couple sessions before filming type thing and just kind of have a chat type thing. Like, I feel like that's the best way of doing it, just kind of chilling out while doing it and then go like eventually. Because that's the thing, me and George, our first ones, you could always see the difference between like us filming and us just playing. So then I did a sneaky thing one time, which was I actually had everything recording. George didn't know, and it was one of our funniest sessions on Far Cry 3, I think it was. And at this stage, I mean, it's one of those ones that, like, as soon as he knew, he was like, you should do that more often. Just don't tell me we're filming. And then, like, yeah, we'll just go from there type thing. But it would be quite a lot of fun. You've got Dead by Daylight, don't you? And just go measure St. Amish. And yeah, I did see it popping up. It sounds like that is not a good situation, Aiden. So pretty much the thing that we told you not to do, you did, and now the situation's gotten worse, I believe is what that is. I don't know. I feel like just different topic here. There could be, like, Cameron Green's bowling pretty well here. It's a full toss, it's out. Wicket again. Okay. Now, Fakazamana is gone. That's gone. That's there. And you see Tamim Akbal, the ODIs versus South Africa. And there, as I says, WM, I might need reminded, is he pace bowler? Spin bowler. I think he's Tamim Akbal. I can't quite think of it, but that's going to be actually a wicket for Cameron Green again. 2 in a row, like they're saying. Very nicely done by him. And now, Fakazaman, he's gone on the Golden Duck. And so what are you going to say, Hamish? This is Aiden. Pretty much just the situation of, I guess, you shouldn't have in the first place. And now that you have, it's going to really backfire on you by the sounds of it. So it wasn't the best move overall. And also, what a bowling Green in swing. And there's Arnie's a batsman. Well, I messed that up, didn't I? But I'll have to. Who are we talking? I'm trying to remember names. Sorry, I've got Bangladesh names, South African names, Pakistan names all in my head, and I'm confusing everyone. Well, Creeper Crawley, and there's us, Sebastian for that one. Jay, have you got an Xbox One? That would be an interesting situation. And she's told me she's considering telling the cops, and they're, yeah, See, that's why that situation was never going to be a good one to be in overall. And it's like you had a hole that was almost dug, and now you've dug your own grave, really, at this point in time. So it's not good for you at the moment. This is a hat-trick delivery. It could be very good for Cameron Green. I never had an Xbox. And there says Jay, do you want one? Can you imagine me, you, Sebastian, and George in an Xbox party? That would be dangerous. And also we have got there Artemim Akbal in Bangladesh, or Bangladesh greatest battery of all time. And as well, that was close to the run out for Iftikhar. And there as well. And currently now that is going to be the end of the over, 68 for 2 here. And that is 8 overs down. And we need to update the scoreboard because that only says 1 down. But the second wicket come in, it was Waqar Saman. He went out the duck. And also we have got there, whatever it is, I can't see his comments. And there's that also we got there, never mind, I don't want to know. And there's Sebastian as well. But currently now, Babar Azam, 43 of 27. Getting closer and closer to his half century. And there's a chance he gets 100. To be honest, I will be George 2.0. Says Jay, you certainly would be. And that would be, I mean, 1 George is normally hard enough to edit. 2 Georges would be nuts to edit. And I feel like that would be one in the eardrums that is just absolutely, like I always spend, someone asked me how long it takes to edit videos. And I said, line up videos, maybe an hour to 2 hours time. A video of myself gaming, probably around 2 hours. A video of me and George gaming, probably around 3 or 4 hours due to the censoring and the audio shifting. Nicely off the outside edge. And now well fielded there by Mitch Swepson. Though he was not in the starting lineup for this match. And I was in the middle. And as I says, Jay, yeah, that would certainly be intense. I mean, that's the thing. We actually have a footage or an hour-long recording of me, George, and my mum playing Xbox. And the whole time we were on Overcooked, pretty much. And my mum was sitting there, and she loves Overcooked. But George was just pretty much throwing everything off. Like, as in, like, throwing every meal that she made just off the platform. And she was about to lose it. And George was loving it at that point. And also, I heard Jay's voice. It's extremely Aussie, at least to my ears. And as I said, Sebastian, so has he got, like, that real Aussie, like, kind of twang, you know, like this, like Jay from Perth. Perth? Do you say Perth? Do you, like, move your mouth a lot? Perth? From Perth? Probably not. Don't know what people from Perth sound like. And shush, no spoilers. There's us, Jay. Now Adam Zampa bowls it. It's on the stumps. Nicely done. No run taken. That is going to be a much-needed dot ball here for Australia as they continue to build their way through the innings. Currently, we've already been going for 8.3 overs and 48 minutes on the live stream. It's felt like a 15-minute catch-up. Drag down from Zampa, hit to the leg side, and they do once again just get the single. And also, let's say there will be no confusion as to where this man is from. And there as well, says Sebastian. See, because that's the thing. Some people, when you see their picture, you can kind of guess what they sound like. Jay, I feel like I have no idea what he would sound like. Like, I would know he's Australian because he's told me he's Australian, but I have no idea what his voice actually sounds like. That's going to be now up in the air a little bit because when you're getting voice messages from one of the spammers as well a while ago. Travis said that one just didn't quite carry to Mitch Swepson. Only 3 runs so far off this over. Far Ken Oath. And there, that's chipped. And nicely down the ground once again. But I think Rizwan, he was probably going to end up just having a bit of a swing with the injury. Now he gets some ice on it while he's off the field. He gets to just chill out. Although Fuckers Amam will not be too happy. Aaron Finch, right, he's back out on the field. I'm not sure where he was, but now Mitch Swepson goes off to replace him. Maybe getting a little bit of strapping or something, a little bit of a rub down. Travis here currently, he went for 12, or in fact 10 runs off his over. Best bowling figures, 2 wickets for Cameron Green, going for only the 5 runs off his 1 over. Abbott also having some very economical overs, 2 overs, 7 runs off him. And then Adam Zampa only going for an economy of 5.5. which is very impressive. Although something that's not impressive is my scoreboard. It is very slow at the moment. Cameron Green, I would be very surprised if they don't give him another over here. I feel like you've got to. He's charging into the crease, Cameron Green. Current run rate of 8. So Babar Azam right behind the ball. It's cut off for just the dot. Uh-oh. That's actually one of our first yawns of the stream. That's actually pretty impressive for 4:15 in the morning at the moment. But this match will be finishing at probably around 7 a.m., somewhere around there. And then I want to do Curry Cup tomorrow night, I think. I don't know which game of the Curry Cup it will be. It will depend on how late I end up waking up for that one. But I want to say out of all of them, there's about if I was to do percentages out of 100% combined, I'd say that for those Curry Cup games tomorrow, for that last game between the Blue Bulls and the Western Province, if I was given 100% throughout the three, I'd say that that's probably about a 70%. Requas versus Sharks is about 25%, and then Pumas versus Lions is probably 1%. No, sorry, 5%. Bulls versus Western Province. And there, as I said, Sebastian, yeah, that's a big game that's going to be taking place. That's at the pair. Cameron likes it, but it's gone down the league side there. And they do manage to get themselves a league by and almost an overthrow. That one also. But also Champions Cup this weekend. Sevens coming back alongside that. And then Super Rugby still here. Bangladesh versus South Africa cricket is going to be taking place last round of the Women's Six Nations, or not quite. I think they've still got 1 or 2 more rounds left. In fact, now that I think about it, another yawn. Leg side, 4 more runs for Babar Azam. And I believe that's his 50. Well batted from Babar Azam. And there as well. He's just, like I mentioned earlier on, he's in the form of his life at the moment. He just can't do no wrong at the crease. Cheers to him. This is water, of course. Cheers. Ooh. I've just got a headline saying Lud Diaga and Faf de Klerk will both leave Sale Sharks at the end of the season. That's 2 big signings. They're pretty much the 2 players that I know from the Sale Sharks in terms of those South African players who've gone over, although they still have the Dupre brothers, I believe. Now, Babar Azam, 51 of 34, dots 10, fours. He's got 6 of them. So he's almost got as many boundaries as he got dot balls faced at this point in time. Babar Azam, so very impressive from him throughout the early stages of this match. Projected score has them going up to 161. It's doable, but I don't see them going any lower than 170, to be honest. They've got some very good batsmen still left in the sheds. And Babar Azam, now that he's got his 50, probably even speeds up a little bit more. That was an ugly bouncing one, but that will be the end of the 10th over now, and it is going to be 80 for 2. If Pakistan wins, I'll say yes, is what that lady has got on her sign. So I guess pretty much if Pakistan win, I don't think the guy wants to propose. I don't think he helped with the sign. And also, their sale biltong are not as delicious as the authentic one. And as I said, Sebastian, so yeah, maybe, who knows, maybe we get to see them back in South Africa. I know that Diag is probably more likely to go back to South Africa, whereas probably Dupont goes to France or somewhere like that. I can just see him in one of those kits up against Dupont as like number 9 versus number 9. I feel like that would be a pretty awesome one to be able to see. That was a yawn. Tried to hide it, didn't really work. Which game of the Champions Cup, of course, other than the Harlequins game, are you looking forward to the most for this weekend? And also we have got the, well, this is what I mean by cricket. Addicts using marriage with cricket. And there's SWM, although it's more than likely just a way to get on the TV. You know, like normally it's just weird signs that the camera goes on too. So who knows? I guess they've got their 5 minutes of fame. Some guy in the BBL in Australia actually said, like, hey, woman, I'm single, like, hit me up. And he put his number up on the screen and he got a girlfriend. So he's done well. And we hit out through cover now. And that is just going to be the single. Iftikhar is back on strike. 5 runs off 7. Showing some appliances. That just reminds me of that fridge me and George were looking at the other day that like makes round ice cubes. Like they looked pretty fancy. But it was like $4,000 where you could just get some ice molds and whatnot. And also we have got there, the Champions Cup fixtures won't take place at the same time. Sorry about the confusion on the previous stream. There says Sebastian, no worries at all. So I guess they're going to be, normally they have about, they always have one real early in the morning. I think this week it's going to be Connacht and Leinster on the Saturday morning. And then they've got about 4 maybe or 3 on Saturday night. And then about 4 on Sunday night. And then 4 on the Monday or something like that. 3 on the Monday. Something along those lines. I think I'm looking forward to, there's a couple real good ones. Toulouse versus Ulster, I think, is going to be a good game to be able to see. I want to go Boom Boom. I think that kid just had on his sign. And Baba 4 p.m. And there's also, I know a bloke who got a sticky and got onto the TV at the cricket. The boss saw him also did an MWell who had a not a sticky. I don't know what a sticky would be. But who had a sickie and got on the TV at the cricket. The boss saw him also. So, yeah, that's probably not the best. You got to wear glasses or something, wear something you don't normally wear. Put some face paint on. You got to hide a little bit. And Liton does. And there says WM. Very good player. Liton does. Good with his keeping as well. At the moment for Bangladesh. Zamba nicely bowled. Outside of the off stump. Deep cover. They do get themselves another single. And that is the 11th over done now. 89 for 2 here for this matchup. I believe the next man in, as you can see there, Babar Azam, he's still at the crease. Muhammad Rizwan, he has been dismissed. Fakhar Zaman getting the golden duck. Ahmed at the crease at the moment. And next there will be Shahar. And then Asif Ali, followed by Muhammad Wazim. It's going to be there as well. But yeah, I think also Clermont versus Leicester Tigers, because Clermont were huge favourites and now they're not huge favourites. So who knows how it's going to go? Someone's being shown on the cricket. Thank you, Australian team. We had a great, hold it still. We had a great time. I hope to see you again. I think that one said. I've never understood the thing of moving a sign because then you can't read it. I don't know if that's just me or not. But like if you move it too quickly, like the things that you move like that, a flag or just some like a t-shirt, something like that. But yeah, if you got a sign with a small writing, you gotta hold it up in a still position. 89 for 2 now, and in fact 90 for 2. They've been able to get themselves another single there. And Babar Azam slowed down a little bit. 53 he's currently sitting on here, and he will get a few more balls to be able to face. I would think if he doesn't face, in fact, if he faces more than 65, I think he will be able to do very nicely. And also, do you know the Scarlet Fever channel? One of the Welsh hosts on the channel was kissed by a female supporter. So he needs after the Scarlets had scored a try and his wife saw it on the telly. That wouldn't have ended well, more than likely. Was it like a cheeky little peck on the cheek or was it like a full-on smooch? That was happening for that one. But yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it, live TV? You always see people and then some people kind of go like that and you're like, right, what's the story behind that? Are they shy? Have they got a criminal record? Are they there with someone who's not their girlfriend who's sitting right next to them? Now they're going like this. It's always interesting, So if you're going to be somewhere at the cricket or the rugby or any sports venue and you feel like you're doing something wrong, wear a disguise, At least put in that effort because you made the effort to go to the game. You might as well make like an extra 5-minute effort to try and not look like yourself. Put a wig on. Probably don't put a wig on, actually. Because if it comes off, then that's a bit worse and someone will capture that on camera. Nathan Ellis, short ball. Babar Azam once again hits it down the ground to mid-wicket. There's going to be another single. At the moment, the current projected run rate's 159. They both jumped up out of excitement. Joy turned to each other and just went with the flow. And there's Sebastian. So yeah, I feel like his wife probably wasn't too happy about that. What would she have been? I don't think so. Was that very recently, Sebastian, or was that a little bit ago? It did take place. Oiched! And that's the wicket of Iftikhar. And he is going to be gone now. That is 3 wickets gone. And Iftikhar, he's disappointed with that one. Nathan Ellis, he's pretty happy at the moment. And like they're saying, it's a bit anticlimactic, but it was a good wicket. No one can quite believe that wicket has fallen. Iftikhar now on his way. Babar Azam still the lone wolf at the crease who just continues to build and build and build. It was on hard length, and it did end up going with the outside edge. Yep, the outside edge is there, and Josh Inglis doing nicely to take that one behind the stumps. And he is disappointed with that one. He is out on 13 off 13. Pretty even. For that matter, what we will do is we will go like this, and we will go like that. There we go. And also, years ago, 7 years ago, also the same amount of years, he's been calling it X. Nice. Yes, he probably shouldn't do it on the live tally, should you? Shouldn't do it at all, in fact. That's good life advice. 4:30 a.m. I feel like we come up with our best advice when it's early, as in like early morning, late at night. I feel like I'm very calm tonight for some reason, like almost more chilled out than normal. And that's pretty hard to do. But I think it's just because I've ended up having like a really chilled out day overall. I got up early because me and George, we were going to be filming. So he was like, right, you're going to set your alarm for 12:20. You're going to set another alarm for 12:30. You're going to set another alarm for 12:40. I'm going to be there at 1. So I went, okay, sounds good. So I went to sleep at about 3. Then I woke up at 12:30 because the first one didn't work. Second one, I woke up to it, got up, got dressed, did all my things, had my breakfast and everything like that. And then he sent me a message saying, oh, yeah, I'm not coming today. Or I'm not coming now, but I might be able to come a little bit later at about 6 p.m. I was like, okay, no worries. That's all right. Got to 6 p.m. and he was like, nah, not going to be able to come today. So I just pretty much spent all day just chilling out, waiting till he was going to be coming around, and he never quite did. So hopefully he can come around soon, but I think it's going to be like 5 days. I don't think he ever saw the chick either. Impulse, and there's Sebastian. Did they at least win the game for that one? Because if they won the game, I mean, I'm not condoning it, but I'm saying it would be slightly better if they actually won. If they didn't win, though, that man's probably in a bit of trouble. I would think more than likely. Currently, a bit of communication between the batsman and the umpire. Click there, and we will click there. There we go. Babar Azam at the moment. He's looking pretty strong for himself, and he is working his way quite nicely towards a big total here. Although he hasn't had a lot of strike recently, unfortunately for him. They almost went for the run out, weren't quite able to do so, but now Kushdell, he is on strike. So they're losing a few too many wickets here for themselves. A lot quicker than they would have liked to anyway. That's going to be nicely cut away, nicely done. There by Travis Head. Oh, I found my hair ties, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why that matters, but I did. I found them. Oh, that's a French cut there from Babar Azam. I'm not too sure. I think he said they played against Ulster, if I remember correctly. And there's Sebastian. But yeah, I remember that I had a stack of hair ties somewhere, and I just couldn't find them. And I found them because all my other ones, I had to pretty much tie up my hair with a rubber band for a little while. I'm off to bed. Take care all. Cheers, as I says, Jay. So we will see you later on, mate. And hopefully, Australia can get themselves the win for you. Nice cut away there from Kushdell once again. And they do get themselves just the cheeky single for that one. But we will go like this. Where'd it go? Here we go. I'm just looking at the odds for this one. Currently, Pakistan and Australia, it's pretty much a pick'em game. $1.87 or so each. Take care, Jay, says Sebastian there. But Travis Head now, to the league side. Babar Azam once again gets himself another single, and that will bring up the 100 runs for Pakistan here. It's taken them 13 overs, but they have been able to get there in the end. And also, Aussie probably gets smashed again, catch ya. And there's Jay, so we will see you later on, mate, for the weekend of cricket and rugby. There is quite a bit of it. I have realised. That's the thing, the Singapore Sevens, I feel like I'm underprepared for. I'm going to have to relearn all those names that I've forgotten now. Definitely because a lot of sides actually having a few changes in there. New Zealand, I know themselves, have got a few new names in there. Australia, probably the same. Fiji, I think they've got a couple of debutants in there. Samoa, also adding a few new names. And the Blitzbox, I've got a few changes throughout their side and there as well. And Jesip, says Jay. Currently 13 overs down. The current score is 101 for 3. I'm looking 7 overs left. 10 and over from here would be pretty impressive. I'll say 164 is how many they're going to be able to get Pakistani. If they lose the wicket of Babar Azam, if they don't lose Azam's wicket, you're probably looking at 182. Those are my two numbers. Cameron Green does get to charge into the crease once again now. Nicely cut away by Babar Azam. Gets it through the gap. In fact, that was Kushtil. Did end up playing that one with the late cut. Does keep that strike rotating very nicely. And for every 6 hit, a deserving student wins the KFC Higher Education Scholarship. Oh, so they actually do get a scholarship for every time there is a 6. So we've already seen 2 scholarships throughout this one as well. So that's pretty awesome. KFC are going to be sponsoring those sponsorships for everyone as well. I thought I saw bowling balls in the background. I'm not too sure what those were, but they look quite large. Current run rate, 7.75 here for Pakistan. And like they're saying, Pakistan, they would love to be able to get themselves a few more 6s. If they get 11 and over from here, they get 176. They get 9 and over from here, they get 163. And current run rate, you're looking at 155, which would arguably maybe not quite be enough to be able to win this match. Now, Cameron Green, he's been bowling well so far, although this over's been just a little bit more expensive than his first one. Short ball cut shot away by Kushtil. Does hit it to deep cover once again off the back foot. And it is just a single. It was a good ball for that one. But apparently Cameron Green decided against going to the IPL because he wanted to learn more about red ball test match cricket and also a little bit of white ball cricket alongside it as well. Nathan Ellis is also a player who could, I would say, make his way into the IPL in the next little while. He just brings that determination and fight. Shot from Azam, but it goes straight to Aaron Finch's short cover. And Azam, he's disappointed. Either side of that man, that's a 4. Just doesn't quite get it through. But Sebastian, what's your score prediction for how many they will be able to get for themselves at this stage? Do you think they get 160? Or do you think they'll be a little bit lower than the 160 mark? Currently Cameron Green. I guess other question, what would be the first game that you want to play for a filming session? If we were to do one at some stage, would it be a cricket one? Or do you think you want to do like some sort of survival game? Quick run taken, quickly done, and nicely done by Babar Azam, moving up now to 58 runs of 42 deliveries. So he has slowed down. He got his 50 of not too many deliveries at all. I think it was about 32, 33. And now from there, it has slowed down just a bit more. But speaking something that hasn't slowed down, Cameron Green's bowling on average 127. His fastest ball was 140.7 and his slowest was 114. So varying up the pace very nicely here for Cameron Green. Currently, he's got good figures. He got the 2 early wickets of Rizwan and also of Fakhar Zaman, who did go for the Golden Duck. Early 170. They'll pick up the pace eventually. And there's a hit straight back down the ground. Well fielded by Green. to pick it up nicely. And that is 14 overs down, 105 for 3 now for Pakistan. And I believe looking at that now, Australia actually going to a favourite in this match. And I think that's almost the first time throughout this match that they have actually been favourites to be able to go on and win this one, which is a massive moment for them. And they do need to keep that momentum going. But someone who's got a bowl out for me is Abbott. Another one, Cameron Green. Zampa's got one more. So that is actually, that's 5 overs. And then you've only got one left. Probably for Nathan Ellis, I would say you give it to. Or maybe Dwarshuis he's been a bit too expensive. I don't think you give it to Ben Dwarshuis, as he has gone for 12 runs per over. Although, saying that was when Babar Azam was swinging for the fences, and he was certainly hitting it to those fences when he was trying his best. Currently, these two have got the partnership at 12 runs. Not too bad to start us off, but this innings has flown by. We're already 14 overs through. I think it's because we've been doing ODI and Test match cricket. And man, Baba is once in a generation player. He is some player, says Carly. He certainly is. Like, that man can't do any wrong at the crease at the moment. He just always, like they showed a stat earlier how he had middled 98% of the deliveries that he has facing this one. Like, he's not leaving anything. He's not missing anything. When he plays at the ball, he hits it, and he hits it very hard. And most of the time it goes to the boundary when he does end up getting it right. Currently now, speaking of Babar Azam, Sean Abbott, he is back into the bowling attack. Any game available on the Game Pass, to be honest, since we both have access to it. And there's us, Sebastian. Babar Azam, he's not going to be on straight. There was a nice delivery from Sean Abbott there. They're saying it was right into the block hole, as it is called in cricket. Nice Yorker, and unable to get that one away to the boundary there. Sounds like the crowd are getting quite loud as well, which is awesome to see. They have been able to have crowds throughout this tour. And, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the last match of the series. They want to make the most of it, and they are certainly loud. That's a big full toss from Sean Abbott, and that's going to be racing away to the boundary. 4 runs for Kushtel now. And he has once again been able to go bang. Everyone just striking the ball so beautifully for Pakistan currently. And the question is it the Pakistan batting that is just on absolute fire? Which the answer, to be honest, does seem like yes, but it could also be maybe this pitch is a very good one for batting on. Although that one was a full toss, so it's hard to tell for that one also. Now, Sean Abbott gone for 5 runs so far. If he goes for too many more, it might actually be Dwarshuis. Does end up getting the last one, or maybe 2 for Ellis. Hit down the ground for Kushner once again. Actually, 170 seems a bit too much probably. And there says Sebastian. Yeah, they're certainly going to need Azam to go bang. But that's the thing. He needs 41 more runs to get himself to his century. Babar Azam scored so quickly without taking any risk. He is freakish as us, plus. Yeah, just pure timing on the ball. Like, his technique is outstanding. His timing on the ball is immaculate. And anytime he sees it where he wants to hit it, he hits it. Wow, he almost got bowled there, but they will get the single. A little bit of an inside edge onto the pad, but they do end up creeping through for just the one. Now, Abbott, he's got one more ball left of this over. He's gone for 7 so far, so not too bad at this stage of the innings with another 5 overs left. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more cricket coming up in the future. Also, we have got ourselves plenty of sport in general, not just on this channel, but also on that pinned comment one in the chat. That is for the Kiwi Lads Sport. Be sure to check that out as well. But the projector score actually has them at only 151. I think anything less than 160 will be very tricky to defend on this surface. Definitely if we see a good start from Travis Head or Aaron Finch or Ben McDermott, one of those 3, if they go bang straight away, then Pakistan will be in trouble. But saying that, they've got some very good bowlers. They've got Quadir with his left arm leg spin. Also, Sheena, Freddie, and Harris Ralph with that pure express pace that they can bring to the table. But that is the end of another over. 15 overs down now, and they started in the power play so quickly. From then on, though, the highest that they have been able to hit is actually 9 runs off an over. Other than that, nothing more than that mark. So they will be a little bit disappointed. In fact, sorry, it was 10 runs off the over, and then 9 runs they've been able to hit once. 8 runs they've hit 3 times, and then everything else is a little bit lower. So Babar Azam, I think, needs more strike at this stage. because if he gets more strike, he gets more boundaries. If he gets more boundaries, they get more runs. If they get more runs, they get more chances of winning. And more chances of winning means more happy Pakistan supporters in the stands as well. And it would be great for them to be able to get that win for their final matchup in their own series at home. But Zampa now bowling. That's bang. That's big. And Babar Azam says, that'll do me quite nicely. 6 more runs. And that man now moves up to 66. Not the shot that Adam Zampa had planned when he bowled that delivery. But Babar Azam just got someone else at KFC sponsored. Pretty much scholarship. So 84 meters there. Brilliant shot from Babar Azam. And now they continue to build their way towards maybe that 160, 170. I had something to eat during the innings break. Feeling quite peckish. There's us, Sebastian. No worries at all. What do you think you'll have overall? Are you going to go for something like a little snack, or are you going to actually like cook something big overall? Now out there, Babar Azam. It's in the air. Straight to the fielder. Babar Azam is out. And he's out for 66 runs. He's a bit disappointed, but he knows that was the time that they needed to start going there for Pakistan. But he has gone 65. He has ended up getting for himself, or 66, in fact, of 46 deliveries. The crowd just can't quite believe it. But Babar Azam just having a chat with Kushdil now. I believe that is tactical, telling him, right, accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. As many runs as we can get here. Let's see if we can get ourselves plenty. Zampa went for 6, and then he was able to pick up the wicket the very next ball. If he got more of that, Babar Azam, it could have been another 6 out through the cover region, but that was probably his most risky shot he has played of the day. Pakistan now 118 for 4 of 15.2 overs. Now the next man to the crease, I believe it is going to be Asif Ali, if they do continue down the order like they have for the rest of the men to the crease. And then after that, it is going to be Muhammad Wasim, Hassan Ali, Sheena Afridi can still hit a long ball. If Pakistan want to win, how much do they need to score? I would say 165 plus on the surface. It's looking like a very nice one. The ball's coming on quite well. I think slower balls are going to be a big factor for both sides in the bowling department. How many slower balls we see from Nathan Ellis, I would think it's probably going to be about maybe 50% of his deliveries. Just try and take all the pace off the ball, make the batsman do the work. And at the moment, this man has put in plenty of work over his career. Asif Ali, 180 minimum, says Abdul. So, yeah, if they do want to strike that 180, they're going to have to keep on going and going and going here. Adam Zampa about to be bowling it. Currently only the 2 balls bowled. I don't eat too much for dinner, probably a cheese sarnie or something. And there, I made myself a chicken and cheese toasty last night. That was actually quite nice. Adam Zampa thought he was going to get a wicket there, but it is going to be the one for Asif Ali, being able to get himself off the strike. Babar Azam, it was just on a harder length to be able to hit away. Good take from Nathan Ellis. If he dropped that, there would have been pure disappointment on the face of a few of the Australians. But Pakistani supporters just couldn't quite believe that their big man Babar Azam is gone. But he's still got the half century, which is very impressive for him. All leg side-ish from Zampa. There could be a run out on. No, they do not get that one. But Kushdil gets himself the single, and they are continuing to rotate the strike. But yeah, bare absolute minimum is probably 155, if not 160, 165, as like the minimum amount that you can have on the surface. You never know, though. Maybe Harris, Ralph, Sheena Afridi just tear through the Australian batting lineup. I know that Finch is in some pretty rough form at the moment. So he'd be one to target early on. And if you can get Travis Head out as well, then you're back to the right-handers. You got McDermott, Labuschagne, and then alongside them, then you get in a little bit closer to the middle order, although there's still Stoinis, who you got to watch out for. He's got pure power, definitely with a shorter boundary of only about 70 to 75 meters. That man can hit that normally with one that he's mishit, which is the danger zone of Marcus Stoinis. But 16 overs down, 121 for 4 now for Pakistan. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be back with plenty more cricket. We're actually going to be doing some of Bangladesh versus Bangladesh versus South Africa. That is going to be taking place from Friday onwards. We'll try and fit in a couple of those days of commentary. And also, who do you want to win? And there says Ahmad, not sure. I don't think I've got a favourite per se out of these two sides. Yes, I'm wearing a Hobart Hurricanes cap, but that's just because I've got a pimple on my forehead and I'm hiding it strategically. But I mean, it would be nice to see Pakistan win it, seeing as it is their home tour, and it's the first home tour in an extremely long time. Babar Azam has been doing brilliantly for the short format, and also in Test match, he was one of the saving graces for Pakistan throughout that one. But Nathan Ellis back into the attack. Going to be a nice covered drive, goes straight to the fielder. Finch isn't worried about the run out. Wasn't the best throw, but he's done well to cover that one, Inglis. And that is going to be now just a single once again for Asif Ali. So the big thing here is going to be Kushdil or Asif Ali need to accelerate. One of them needs to go right. We don't care if we lose our wicket, but our team need more runs. So I would say, I think Kushdil's got to be the man to do it. I think Asif Ali, but Asif Ali, you know what? I'm going to switch that. Asif Ali is the man who's got to accelerate this here. If he does get it wrong, then it's going to be a big problem because they won't be accelerating it more than about 6 or 7 and over, which is nowhere near enough. Big full toss. He's hit it hard, Asif Ali, and he gets it for 1 bounce 4. In fact, it was Kushdil who did end up hitting that one away. And also we have got the ODI to win. Oh, no, that is a 6 just over the boundary rope. And that is very nicely done. That is another scholarship. Those are fancy glasses. I want some of those. But it's a nice shot from Kushdil. And he's decided that he will be the accelerator, although saying that when you get a juicy full toss, if you don't hit that all the way to the boundary, you'd be absolutely kicking yourself. That is 1 bounce 4. 1 rather than 6, so they're going to have to take the scholarship away. Yep, 1 bounce 4. And also 4 for Kushdil Shahar. And there as well. It's a nice shot from Kushdil, though. And I think he's asking whether or not it was a no ball. So was it above waist height? Waist height? Was it above waist height is what he's saying. And the umpire says, nah. You're right. So now Nathan Ellis looks like he's having a bit of a field change here. And I assume with that gesture that we just saw, he's going to, or just saw, he's going to try and bowl full outside of off stump. Oh, great Yorker. It's going to be just a single now. And who do you think will take Pakistan to a big score? And as I said, Ahmad, I mean, we've already seen Babar Azam doing very nicely. I think it's got to be Kushdil, to be honest, Shahar. If he loses his wicket, then Pakistan are in a bit more trouble because they will have to try and reset. But Mohammad Wasim, I can see kind of coming in, hitting a couple quick boundaries. And both of them, says Abdul. Oh, tell you what, if they're exploding from both ends here for Pakistan in that run rate and strike rate, it's going to be a good one for the later stages. And we have still got another 20 or so balls left. That's a slower ball. Nathan Ellis has been hit high in the air. I don't know whether it's got the distance. It doesn't. And it's taken by Manas. And that is going to be the wicket there of Asif Ali. And nicely done by Nathan Ellis. Gets his 2nd wicket of the night. And that is the last thing that Pakistan wanted right in that moment, to lose another wicket. He's disappointed in himself, Asif Ali. And now it is going to be 127 for 5 here for Pakistan. Just swung straight through. Caught by Manas. Decided to go with the overhand catch. And also we have got Abdul with the sad face. Don't worry. Wasim, I'm hopeful that he was going to go out there and get more runs than Asif Ali. Maybe. Hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. I want to see it, Australia really tested in this game. And I want to see Pakistan also have some runs to play with. And who's next? It is going to be Mohammad Wasim, now making his way to the crease. And then after him, Hassan Ali, followed by Sheena Freedy, Harris Ralph, and Usman Qadir will be the next man after them. But I'd like to think they wouldn't get to that last guy. But yeah, if they've got a few runs to play with on the board here, I'd like to think that their bowlers would have that little bit more aggression, maybe go for a few more full deliveries. See if you can get them out with a cheeky Yorker. Hassan Ali actually has been promoted up the order, so they're actually bringing him in before they bring in Mohammad Wasim. So I'd say he's been designated as the hitter. He's going to come out there and just swing for the fences, see if he can get plenty of quick runs for the Pakistan lineup. We'll be at the non-strikers end for the first delivery, though, and Kushdil now back on strike. Well bowled by Nathan Ellis. He's given out. And now I would say he's going to review it, because that one for me was sliding down leg. But they're going to be going upstairs here. Pakistan have reviewed it. Aleem Dar, he just kind of made the face of, I'm not sure whether that was out, but he did give it. And Australia usually goes bang, bang, and power play. Let's see what happens. And there says Abdul. Although lately, Pakistan have been going bang, bang, getting out Aaron Finch all the time, unfortunately for him. So he needs a big game here if he wants his captaincy for the T20 World Cup. I would say, right, this one, he's coming from a very wide angle there, Nathan Ellis. That's actually straightened quite nicely, though. I'd say that this is going to be a lead stump hitter, maybe bouncing over. And Pakistan under 160, there's a chance at this stage. Okay, there's no bat on that one. Gap between bat and ball. So now it is going to be going through the ball tracking. Right, for me, I can see middle stump, so I know it's not hitting that. It's whether or not it hits leg stump, missing leg. So that is going to be the review retained, and he does get to stay out there for a little bit longer. And missing leg says he's young enough there as well. But Aaron Finch, he's disappointed. Alim Dar has to reverse his decision there. And also, I think starting from the fourth in the batting order, lads are not used to being at the crease because Babar Azam and Fucker get the job done 80% of the time. Yeah, like that's the thing. These guys, even like Kushtil, he comes in at 5, but a majority of the time, like you say, he doesn't have much of a job to do. The hard work is done by the time he gets there. Babar Azam's got 100. Muhammad Rizwan normally gets himself a 50 or so. Like Zaman got potential as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a new test for them. And they're going to have to dig deep. And that is going to be 7 off the over of Nathan Ellis. He did get the wicket as well. And now 128 for 5 here for Pakistan. Just going to have a quick look at the odds, the way that we are currently sitting in this matchup. Pakistan to win is paying $2.65. So they are heavily underdogs now. This matchup, Aaron Finch disappointed with the fact that they weren't quite able to get that one. He was very quick to give it, Alim Dar. Currently now not out at the crease. It is Kushtil and Hassan Ali. We've already seen the 5 wickets falling. Wasim Jr., I believe, will be the next man at the crease if they do end up losing another wicket, that is. The bowler, I believe, is Cameron Green. Or it could be Abbott, actually. It's Abbott. He's from a very far distance. I'm not too sure who they are bowling just at this current moment. It is back to Abbott. Bowls a big full toss. That's gone huge. That is a massive shot, but has he got the distance? No, he doesn't. Right. It's a no ball, so it's going to be a free hit. And golden day for Fakhar Zaman, though. Finch will be proud that he's not the only unfortunate soul there. So that one is way too high from Sean Abbott. They got the wicket, but because it is a no ball, it means now it is going to be the free hit. And that is not what Abbott would have been wanting for his first ball of the final over. Above waist height. And Kushtil, he'll now have a bit of a free hit here, unless I think they did just cross just the once. And because of it now, it does mean that it is going to be Hassan Ali who does get a little bit of a freebie. But they're saying that it was because the ball was a bit wet, that it might have slipped out of the hands of Abbott. We did see one from Nathan Ellis earlier. There was a big full toss also. Free hit here. It's a free shot for Hassan Ali. Great Yorker there from Abbott. That is literally on the money. And you cannot hit that ball for 6. So he has only gone for the extra 1 run off that ball. It's decently done there for the Australian Quick. Does play a majority of his cricket at, I guess you could say, BBL level, but also has been doing a little bit in the Sheffield Shield when he does get the chance. Is a very good bowler. Loves a Yorker when he gets it right. And he was one of the keys for the Sydney Sixers throughout the BBL, working their way towards the final, where they were defeated by the man's team who was behind the stumps, Josh Inglis. At the moment, I believe he's actually the only Perth Scorchers player in this whole lineup for the Australians. Big swing, no connection there from Hassan Ali. Didn't quite get onto that one the way that he wanted to. Change of pace from Abbott, though, 120 Ks. He ended up hitting it or bowling it in the air, but they're just showing how big that shot was for Labuschagne to take it. It went high, it hanged in the air for a very long time. And the man was hiding his eyes. Didn't want to see that one. Pakistan, they disappointed some of the people in the crowd. Shot. They won't be disappointed with that one. That is class. Very nicely straight into the sight screen from Hassan Ali. Gets himself 6 runs in a quick hurry there. I mean, that's about as strong down the ground as you can be. 6 runs off now 2 deliveries. He's only had his 1 delivery faced, and he's already feeling like he's got his eye in. Travis Head is also there. And there says Abdul Shaw is. And it will be interesting to see what he can do at the start of the lineup for the Australians. Do you see him getting a 50, or do you see any Australian getting a 50, Abdul? And if you do, who do you think will be able to get it? And who will Pakistan play next? And there, as I said, Ahmad, I believe their next series is actually later on in the year. And I think it might either be up against England or New Zealand, if I'm not wrong. No, Bancroft, Marsh, Agar. Big names, nice little shot there. Brilliantly done. And it's nicely played to the lead side. Another 4 runs here for Hassan Ali, moving up to 10 runs off 3 deliveries. And big names that the Aussies could have used now for the Scorchers as well. And there's Sebastian. But Abbott, he ended up bowling it outside of off stump. Nicely worked away with almost like a miniature scoop from Hassan Ali. So he has been brought to the crease to score runs in a hurry, and he is currently doing just that. And in very nice position at the moment here for Pakistan, now sitting on 142. It looks like the 170 could be possible. He's gone through it. He's chopped it on. And now Hassan Ali, he is going to be dismissed. And also Ben McDermott or Marnus, I guess. And there says Abdul, and also we have got the English summer lineup is New Zealand, India, and South Africa. And there, as well says Sebastian, so yeah, England's got some tough games coming up, don't they? It was well played, or well bowled, sorry, I should say, from Abbott. It was pitched up with a strike rate of 250 now. Hassan Ali is going to be on his way, and I believe now they might consider bringing out Wasim or the next man. Hassan Ali, he is out, and it is going to be 142 for 6 now. Bit of an expensive over, though, from Abbott currently. He's already gone for the 13 runs off it. If Shaheen's world, or it's Shaheen's world, we are just living in it as well. I love the signs. Like, that's one thing. Like, you see the occasional sign here in New Zealand. I think Ross Taylor's retirement had quite a few signs, but in every game like that we've had in Pakistan, there's been millions, or not millions, but thousands of signs. Cute little fan of Afridi, or of Shaheen in there. And, of course, he is talking about his daughter, not himself. That one, the father. And also, who else so New Zealand, we've got Ireland as well, don't we? The one word I can describe the situation starts with a little, with the letter F in there as well. Says the vision. Also, what is your top 4 teams? World Cup Australia, says young enough. So I am going at this stage. I looked at the draws the other week, which did kind of affect my decision. But for me, without even looking at the pools, of course, with the pools, only certain sides can go through. But I think I'm going New Zealand, Australia, Pakistan, India. They are my top 4, with the possibility of England also being able to get through. West Indies are another side that you can't really predict, because they're either going to come out firing, or they will have maybe a similar tournament as they did last time. But Abbott now with the short ball to Sheen Afridi. They don't seem to want to bowl Wasim Jr. or bat Wasim Jr., sorry. They've seen out Sheen Afridi for the last 2 overs, and it's 142 for 6. Oh, this is going to be a test. Sebastian, do you remember the total that I said for Pakistan if they lost Babar Azam's wicket? I know that if they didn't lose them, I said 182. I don't remember what I said if they do lose them, though. I think it was like 162 or 158 or something like that. I can't quite remember what it ended up being, but that was actually the second most expensive over that Australia have had there. And also me, Australia, New Zealand, England, and India there as well. See, I think Australia, New Zealand, and India, or sorry, New Zealand, Australia, and England are all on the same side of the pool, if I'm not wrong. Good Yorker, but it's going to be hard. No, Sheen Afridi caught on the boundary. No, that was Kushtil, in fact. That is even bigger. And that is another wicket there for the Australians. And that is not what the crowd were wanting. You can see so many disappointed faces in the crowd. It looks like people are throwing away their 6 signs at the moment. They're not too happy, but Nathan Ellis picks up his 3rd wicket now. And now, do they send out Wasim or do they send out Harris Ralph? So they have avoided Wasim for the past 2 wickets. He was going to be coming in a little bit earlier on, but Nathan Ellis, he was fired up for that one in Pakistan. Currently, they are struggling. Kushtil is going to be on his way. And he got 24 off 21, 142 for 7 now, with 11 deliveries left. Right. Who is it going to be? It is Wazim Jr. now that they have decided to bring out there, but they have lost quite a few wickets in the last little while, unfortunately, for Pakistan. Ever since that wicket of Babar Azam fell, there's kind of been consistent wickets since then, which has been costing them quite dearly. But still, anything over 160, I would say, is still a defendable total on the surface. It seems like there are a few little variations in the pitch, but any slower ball, we've seen also the Yorker length has been the key here for the Australians. But when you get it wrong, you do end up with that full toss. Wazim Jr. on strike. He's hit a high. No, in fact, it's Sheen Afridi. He's hit a very high. It's taken by Marcus Steiner. Sorry. I'm having a shocker with the names. He actually had a double crack at that one. He ended up almost juggling it. That is another wicket and now a hat-trick ball here for Nathan Ellis. I think his wicket was the most unfortunate thing in this match for Pakistan. And I also love the predictions, Jagannath. And then there as well, says Sebastian for that one. Currently, that's another wicket. That's going to be 8 down. Sheen Afridi gone and Harris Ralph were the next man in there. That was brilliantly done by Marcus Steiner. Sorry, having a Marcus and a Marnus in the same team does not go too well for the pronunciations. But 8 down now, 142 for 8. Well taken by Steiners after a juggle first of all. He was able to regather it and still does end up getting the wicket. Now Pakistan in a bit of trouble here. Fakhar Zaman, very unlucky with the fact that he did end up getting himself dismissed on his very first ball. He hit the ball very well in that one as well. They are just showing the out on the big screen, and that is going to be another wicket down. And like I mentioned, they're losing wickets too quickly here for Pakistan. They've got a real chance of being bowled out. They've got 2 wickets in hand for the next 10 balls, and they still need to try and get themselves over 150. They make it his way out to the middle. That is not a Harris Ralph. That is, in fact, going to be Quadia, who is making his way out there now. Ellis on a hat trick. He's already got himself 4 wickets, so this would be for a 5-wicket bag if he can get a wicket in the next 4 balls, and it's a hat trick ball here for Nathan Ellis, the Hobart Hurricanes representative. Here's the hat, giving him a little bit of luck here. Well bowled. Was there an edge there? They're going up for it. He wants it. Surely you review. Surely you review. If it's a hat trick, surely you review. Just for the sake of it. It's a hat trick. You've got 2 reviews in hand. Do it, Aaron. Do it, Aaron. Go upstairs. He's gone upstairs. Well, that one on Marcus, Leinster. And there as well says Sebastian, yeah, if those 2 play each other in the Champions Cup, I'm buggered. But we'll probably end up covering it right. They've gone upstairs. Nathan Ellis has said, I don't think it was. Aaron Finch is apologising for going upstairs to the umpire, but at the end of the day, it's a hat-trick ball. And is it clear? Oh, it is clear it's Australia's game. And it's certainly at this stage their game to lose here for Australia. And I think it says down under fishing. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Okay, no edge on that one. So it is going to be not out. It's the Champions Cup final. Or if the Champions Cup final is Leinster versus Leicester, that will be a tough stream. I better say the English side and the Irish side. And there's our Sebastian. Although that would be a good final, wouldn't it? So I feel like there's a slight part of me. And Alim Dye, he didn't hear anything, but it's not out. So I feel like they're saying, it was a hat-trick ball. You might as well go up for it. And also, I couldn't sleep at 3 in the morning, says down under fishing, and you might have woken up to some very good bowling from Nathan Ellis here. That was well bowled. Slower ball. And he did not pick it at all. He has got one of the best slower balls around. 107 Ks he got that one down to. They are just showing his wickets. Both actually caught close to the boundary. Or in fact, sorry, second one was Sheen Afridi hitting it straight up in the air. And it came straight back down, and Stoinis had a juggle but got it off the second take on the right hand. 2 balls left. Okay, since Babar Azam lost his wicket, 5 for 24 is what they have gone for here, Pakistan. Or he go for the ramp. Or he went for the ramp, sorry. And that is going to be just the single. 1 ball left for Ellis. If he gets it, he gets his 5 wickets. If he doesn't, there's still 1 over left. And Australia have brought this back very well, as Pakistan was sitting quite nicely for themselves in the earlier stages of this match with a good start from Babar Azam He is the only man who's got more than 25 runs for them there. And it was Shah did manage to get himself 24, 23 for Mohammad Rizwan, and will host Leicester at the Stoop after the Champions Cup double against Montpellier. We're screwed. Montpellier first in the top 14. Are they? Geez, they've done well there, Montpellier. Because last time I saw, I think Bordeaux were at the top. And Toulouse are actually struggling a little bit at the moment. They've learned how to lose at this stage. Sorry about that one. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Montpellier, they're a good side. I don't know a huge amount about their team. I'll have to do a lot more research before all of the other matches that we have got coming up for the Champions Cup. And what time is it in New Zealand? We are currently sitting 5:05 a.m. and I'm still feeling wide awake. And I think it's because T20 cricket's on, and you can't sleep when you know a game of T20 is going on. And I think that is the case here as well. That's the other side of things. Like at about 2 a.m. or something, I was like, right, I'm going to see how the voice is going. It was going all right. So I was like, right, I'm going to watch this game from bed anyway, but I want to stream it. So I might as well get up. Well, I wasn't actually asleep at the time. That's a good shot. 4 runs there for Quadir. And that's a nice shot there. Pakistan lost. And there's SWM, although they're working their way towards that 150, which is going to be a very important total for them if they can do so. And then 148 at the moment. But yeah, I was like, if I'm going to be watching it anyway, there's no reason not to be streaming it, even if the voice might disappear at some stage. Still got to do it. I mean, it's the last game that we get to see of these two sides for a long time. So it just felt right that we close out the series. We started the series. We got to close out the series as well. Now Quadir sitting there 5 runs off 2 deliveries. And the one who is bowling the last over, I believe here. Oh. What is going on? Okay, the sight screen. Okay, they're asking the 4th umpire about something. Currently, Ben DeWarshes, he is actually bowling. And yeah, this target should be easy to chase down. You never know, though. Says Sebastian, yeah, a few quick wickets. It could be tricky. And also, surely they were looking for revenge after the T20 World Cup semi-final. And there's Sebastian, yeah, on home chalk, it would have been pretty awesome to see. Okay, Nathan Ellis, they were showing him. I'm not sure whether or not it was something to do with him. An easy target. Kiwi Mum can chase it as well. And there's his WM. Pretty good batswoman. Yes, that's a big shot from Quadir. That's about all middle. It's 6 runs. Why did they decide to leave him down the order a little bit more? Because he has just gone out there, gone bang, and now he's sitting on 11 off 3 deliveries. Quadir, he's done very nicely. He is just looking extremely good with the bat in hand. That's why they sent him in above of Harris Ralph. 91 metres. He was able to smack that ball to the leg side. It was in the slot. And you have to wonder, was it the best option to go with him? I think they still had an Cameron Green over. Why would you not bowl Cameron Green? He's gone 16 for 2 off 3 overs. 170 needed. And there's us SWM, and this is certainly helping them towards that total. Quadir, nice glided shot, goes straight to the fielder, and they do end up getting the single. But yeah, I don't understand it. DeWarsh has had an economy of 11 going into this last over. Yes, he is a finisher to the game, but DeWarsh has gone 6-4-1 in this over. I think the batting order is good because every one of them is a hitter. And there says Abdul, yeah, that's the thing. Even if you sent out Harris, Ralph would probably be able to smack it as well. Moment. Current run rate sitting there at 7.95. If they get it any more than 8, that's doable for Pakistan to defend. It's a good Yorker by DeWarshis. Does just go for the single. And it takes them up to 156. 2 balls left now to be able to hit it more. And also we've got the Kiwi Lads Chinese funds. And there's Aussies WM. We did actually have that one earlier on. And it was Xavier Brown who was very generous in that one and ended up making it, I guess, a reality. Currently now, there is a man with a Pakistan flag, and he is doing circles currently for himself. Right. 2 balls left. Quadia, if he can hit it to the boundary 1 or 2 more times, they're sorted with 160 plus. We're at Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore for this one. It was the location of the 3 ODIs. It was the location of the final test. It's a short ball. He hits it hard. Has he got enough, though? It's gone through the hands of Marnus out on the boundary. And that's another 4. It should have just been kept to 2. But that doubles the runs, and now they're up to 160 runs here for Pakistan. A late surge here from them. Pakistan lost unless Ashin Shah Afridi in there as well. And Harris Ralph. I'll add Harris Ralph in there just because of his pure express pace, who's always very tricky to face. Left arm leg spin could be handy as well for them. In Quadia, he's in good form with the bat. And Marnus, he'll be disappointed with that. Doesn't normally make too many mistakes in the field, but I think he just got a little bit too casual with it as well. And Aaron Finch knows that was a big mistake. And also Australia will have to play like Karachi played in the last PSL season for Pakistan to win. Says Abdul, it's a big shot there. It's head out through cover. This is going to be 2 runs there. They'll get back for the 2, and they get 162 runs. So for Australia to win this one, they will need 163. And I have to say, it's a great fight back from Pakistan. They lost 5 wickets for about 25 runs, and then from there, Quadia made his way to the crease, had a big old whack of the ball, and does get himself up to a total of 16 off 5 deliveries, 2 fours, 1 6, a strike rate of 300. And then looking at the bowling stats, the Washes was expensive, but they decided to stick it out and give him one last chance for the final over. It did backfire, and it did end up going for quite a few runs on there as well. But Cameron Green, good figures, 2 wickets, 5.33 economy, 3 overs bowled, 16 runs off his bowling. Nathan Ellis, though, very great bowling, 4 overs, 28 runs, 4 wickets in his one. Also a wicket taken by Abbott and a wicket taken by Zampa. So now I guess the big question is that enough on the board to be able to go all the way and get themselves a win here? Pakistan, they're going to need some good bowling, but it is doable if they do get a few of those early wickets. And Australia, as you can see down the bottom there, with the lineup that they have gone with in this match, will be going along in a very short moment. But it is Aaron Finch, Travis Head, they will be the openers. Then they've got Ben McDermott, the Hobart Hurricanes representative. He is going to be there at number 3 alongside him. Marnus Labuschagne getting another opportunity at T20 level after his very, absence from it, because he hasn't really had too many opportunities other than maybe for the Brisbane Heat in recent times. Then after that, once they have been through him, it is going to be at number 5. I believe they've got Marcus Stoinis. No, they've got Josh Inglis as well. I forgot about him. He is going to be behind the stumps for that first innings now. We'll have a chance with the bat in hand. Marcus Stoinis, Cameron Green, Sean Abbott, Ben DeWarshus, and then to close it out, they have got Nathan Ellis and Adam Zampa if needed. But if Australia get down to those guys, it does mean that they have lost those early wickets. Just a few too many in a row. But Australia, they will need 163 runs off 20 overs at a total of 8.15 runs per over if they do want a chance of being able to go home victorious for this tour. And this one really is for all the marbles, because we saw Australia, they won the Test series. Pakistan, they won the ODI series. This one could be the decider. And I think Australia overall, at the start of this innings, if they were told you're going to limit them to only 162 runs, I think they would have taken that. Like, at the end of the day, they had them on the ropes for a little bit of time, but then Babar Azam also doing very nicely with his batting, which did make it very difficult for Australia to be able to really build themselves any sort of momentum in the early stages. But it was that wicket of Rizwan, which I think actually kind of was contributed by the fact that he did get himself a bit injured there, Mohammad Rizwan. So I think that is why he did end up going out so quickly. Cheers to that. But now we've got 20 overs left. Ladies and gentlemen, the second innings is just around the corner. But do let me know, will this be enough? And if you say no, how many overs do you think Australia, or balls do you think they will have left for chasing it down? Do let me know. But currently it says it's 17 degrees, although my arms do not feel like they are 17 degrees. They feel like they're about 7 at this point in time, but that's all right. Still actually not that bad in front of the light, though, which is always a bonus. We will go like that, and we will go like that. So currently Australia, they are favourites to be able to win this game, although not as much as they were for this one. They are actually $1.47 favourites. We will go like that, and we will go like that, so we can see when it gets back underway. But I'm looking forward to the second innings, and hopefully, Dan Carter's kicking's coming up soon, I believe. One moment. It's going to tell me when it is going to be. But yeah, Thursday at 7 p.m, Dan Carter is going to be kicking at Eden Park for 24 hours straight with his mates. And it's actually all going to be on Sky to be able to watch it. I mean, that would be a tester and a half trying to watch that whole live stream, but probably will not end up doing it. Australia will win this match with 18 overs, or in 18 overs if everything goes normal, says Abdul. Yeah, somewhere around there I think they would be pretty happy with, but this power play could be huge for the Australians if they go out there fearless with Aaron Finch, because, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Finch is not in form, so he might as well just go out there and have a bit of a swing. You know, if he goes out early, it's no different to what he's already had. If he hits the ball hard and he somehow finds himself a little bit of form, then it's just a bonus for him, because then he can argue, you know what, even though I was having a terrible run, look at me now. I just got myself the fastest 50 around or something along those lines. So I hope he doesn't go too defensive, and I hope Australia don't take it too casually early on, because I think that's when they'll lose the wickets late. I'd rather them lose the wickets consistently throughout, because they have kind of been going after it a little bit more. Anyone who didn't see the Wellington Phoenix play earlier on, boy, that wasn't good. 5-0 up against the Central Coast Mariners. Me and Dad, we watched it while playing a little bit of FIFA. I can say we went a lot better than the Phoenix did. Although we did get beaten badly by Canada. Me and Dad, we ended up losing 6-1 against Canada, which was one of our worst defeats we have had on FIFA, which was not ideal. They just kept going straight through us. We got a red card early on as well, which I think didn't help too much. Speaking of red cards, Super Rugby Pacific, ladies and gentlemen, will be coming back for this weekend. And we have 4 out of the 5 games had red cards for last week. So I'm wondering whether or not there will also be a whole heap of red cards for this matchup. There are 3 games on Saturday. Hurricanes versus Crusaders. Hang on. That's the triple header. Oh, no, there we go. It is still there. Moana Pacifica. Okay, I thought for a second that they didn't have any games on Friday anymore. And do you react to cricket videos? We haven't in the past, but we have got a Kiwi Lads Reacts channel that isn't very active. But I think the biggest thing is copyright. That normally ends up playing a big factor. I know that they can be pretty strict with a lot of cricket kind of coverage. Also, if we can get away with doing something along those lines, I think it would be on the Kiwi Lads Reacts channel. Just so that if there was any copyright problems, we can just kind of get them sorted over there rather than on the main channel. If that makes sense. I'm trying to decide whether or not it's Jersey time. It might be Jersey time currently at 5:15 a.m., but I don't think I can put on a jersey. Should I try put on a jersey while still wearing the cap? I feel like that would be very impressive. I'm going to try it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need to hear the game just for now, seeing as it is halfway through. I'm going to see whether or not this cap slides through a jersey the way that I need it to. Probably won't, to be honest. But we'll see how it goes. Right, so it's all about the hoodie. So the hoodie needs to allow it to go straight through. If it goes straight through the hoodie, then we're fine. Look at that. You'd think I'd done this before. There we go. We're all sorted. Yeah, it just cooled down a little bit. Even though it says it's 17, it's definitely not 17, but I think it's supposed to be quite fine weather today, which is always a bonus. Even though I think I'm going to be sleeping throughout pretty much the whole day, so I won't really get to see the weather. But the Curry Cup tonight, hopefully we do get to do at least one of those matches. I believe at this stage, that last game, Bulls versus Western Province, is the one that we are looking at as an option. But yeah, we will have to wait and see how that goes in terms of sleep. If I'm still half asleep, we might have to skip that one. But yeah, it depends. I really want to do as many as I can throughout the week. I know that we've got a lot coming up this weekend, so we'll have to be slightly more strategic with the vocal cords, just a tad, to make sure that I don't accidentally wear them out before we get into it too much. But Mum will be joining me, I believe, for some of the cricket that is coming up. I don't think we'll be doing the Friday part of Bangladesh versus South Africa, but we should be able to do some of, I think it's Monday and Tuesday, I think are the 2 days that we should be able to do some of that matchup while it is taking place. But currently they are just talking about the fact that it was a decent total in the end, but it was well bowled by Nathan Ellis, picking himself up 4 wickets. And now Australia with the form of Finch, and also it is going to be Travis Head. So 2 left-handers starting this matchup, and then after that they will be going towards their right-handers in McDermott. Then I've also got Inglis, Labuschagne, he's going to actually be 4. Then 5 and 6, Cameron Green, going to be also in there. And then I think Dwarshus is left-handed. I think he's almost the next lefty that they have in their side, if I'm not wrong there. Because everyone else, I'll try and remember who's which hand. So I know that Finch, once he comes along, he is left-handed. Travis Head is left-handed. McDermott's right-handed. Marnus is right-handed. Inglis, I believe, is right-handed. Stoinis is right-handed. Green is right-handed. Abbott is right-handed. Dwarshus is left-handed. Right-handed for Nathan Ellis. And then I think Adam Zampa is also right-handed. So they've got a lot of right-handed batsmen. This is the beauty of T20 cricket. Even if the wickets are falling, you can easily get around 150, 160 if you're not holding back. And there, as I says, Abdul and also Jasper Datoy. And there has said, hi, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Who do you think will win this one? Pakistan getting 162 runs for 8 in this one. And now they will be looking to try and get themselves towards a monumental win. It's late at night there by the looks of it for Lahore, but Aaron Finch at the moment. Wait, Aaron Finch is right-handed, isn't he? I've just realized. I was thinking of someone completely different. But Aaron Finch is right-handed. My apologies there, ladies and gentlemen. Travis Head is the lefty. I think I'm thinking of Usman Khawaja just from the Ashes and assume that Finch was also the same man. But no, Finch is right-handed. I was just seeing whether or not it was my microphone making noises, but it was actually their microphone. There was a little bit static. But Sheena Freddie will be bowling the first ball here. Ready to go. Nicely pitched up, and Aaron Finch whips it off his pads. That's going to be at least the 2 runs. Good chase there. And that will be kept to just the 2 runs for Travis Head. Struck it pretty nicely there for Travis Head. So we got there, I think Pakistan versus Australia 2018 T20 Series. Then Pakistan should win this easily. Otherwise, it's Australia's game. And there's and yeah, like those last little, I guess you could say those last 20, 30 runs could literally be the difference here for them. But the best figures for Sheena Freddie is 3 for 20. I think you could top that in this game. I think he's got the capabilities of being able to do so. Well bowled. Swinging away. Rizwan liked it. Sheena Freddie likes it. Okay. He thinks he's got him here, but it went on the inside of the bat, which is not what you want as a batsman when you are trying to mark up outside of the off stump. But they were excited. Babar Azam gives them a high five for it as well. Yeah, bet him on the inside. Probably lucky not to get the inside edge onto his pads there. Possibly onto the stumps for Travis Head. Ooh. Okay, there wasn't a lot of ultra edge down. Hello, says Xavier Brown. Welcome in, mate. Late night at the moment for yourself as well, I believe. I hope you are doing well. The Rebels, they have got the Western Force this weekend, don't they? How do you think they'll go? That's down the lead side. It's going to be 4 league buys here. That is going to be the 4 for Travis Head. But yeah, what do you think the score will be in that game between the Rebels and the Western Force? Do you see the Rebels being able to get themselves back-to-back wins? Of course, having the win over the Fijian draw last week, which was pretty awesome for them. I believe they've got a game anyway, don't they? Also, 3:24 a.m. for me, says Xavier. So yeah, getting late in the night, but didn't want to miss it. And 4 should beat us since it's away for us in there, says Xavier. So that's the thing. Rebels, they looked better in that Fijian draw game, didn't they? Like, it just looked a lot more structured. It's a nice whip off the pads there for Travis Head. And it looks like once again they will be able to get the 2. No, it's gone through him. It's slippery. And that is going to be, unfortunately, another boundary. And that is not what Sheena Freddie would have been wanting. He looks very grumpy at that man who's out in the deep, who just wasn't quite able to field it nicely. It was a good shot. The leg side from Travis here. That's slippery. Went through the legs in the end almost. And does end up not being able to cut that one off. And it does lead to the 4 runs. So an expensive first over here so far from Sheena Freddie. Already the 10 runs off it. And there are still 2 more balls to go. Travis Head, though, he loves these situations when he knows that he's allowed to have that freedom of just really attacking the batsman or attacking the bowler in the way that he plays. That is when he's at his most dangerous. We've seen it in Test match cricket. He loves the Test match format because they just have less men out on the boundary. So he just gets a few freebies every once in a while. The target of 163, they will require that of 100. And I believe they're up to 115 balls remaining that they will have to try and get it in. That man is juggling rings. I guess each to their own. If you want to go to the cricket and juggle, that's what you can do. That's a nice shot from Travis Head over the top of the man at mid-on. And that will be 14 runs coming off that first over now. And that is very impressively done by Travis Head, getting the 10 runs off 6 balls. And now 14 for none. Like they're saying, not quite out of the middle of the bat for Travis, but he still struck it well enough to be able to get it all the way over the boundary rope. I'm just looking at the odds on my phone for anyone who's wondering why I'm looking down so often. I'm looking at how they change after that first over, and Australia now heavily the favourites, which was a very nice one. There's a little bug down there. I'm going to have to try and get that. It's probably going to bite my leg. Got a couple little mosquitoes lurking at a lot better now. I never watch cricket on an empty stomach. And there's Sebastian. That's the thing. ODI, it's almost not an inconvenience the way that it's laid out, but you need something that's not cooked for like your middle period, because when you do end up having that's going to go for 4 runs for Travis, or in fact, it was Aaron Finch who gets the inside edge, and Ali has been hit away to the boundary. This is good batting here currently from Australia. 18 for none of the first 1.1 overs. But yeah, for the ODI, you do it for 3.5 hours, and then you've only got a 40-minute or so window, which my chips that I normally cook take 35 minutes. So you don't actually have time to put them in and then also eat them, which is a bit of a problem because normally you wouldn't do one without the other. Because if you cook them and then don't eat them, what is the point? Shot from French, straight to the man, Babar Azam, almost with the direct hit. And Aaron Finch, he was a little bit nervous with that one, but he does get through, and 5 for 2, or 5 runs off 2 deliveries here for Aaron Finch. But they are just showing all of the ways that he was dismissed in the ODI series. Unfortunately for him, he just got himself in a lot of trouble a majority of the time. And Sheena Freddie seemed to be the one that he just couldn't quite get on top of throughout it. But now Hassan Ali, off his first 2 balls, has gone for 5 runs here. And it is not looking too good for Pakistan unless they pick up a few early wickets. Is off the outside edge there for Travis Head. A little bit slippy there, but he has done nicely. And also, I'm really surprised to see Hassan Ali. I was expecting Harris Ralph. It's a good point. Where is Harris at this stage? I guess maybe they've decided with his pure pace, you need maybe a couple more men back. Maybe they go with him near the end of the power play and give him 1 inside the power play, 1 outside. But yeah, it seems strange that you wouldn't give him the new ball when the guys are at the most, I guess, vulnerable right when they're starting. Although the ball is really skidding on quite nicely, which Hassan Ali he will be liking, but does need to find that right length. Does need to get it right. But Aaron Finch at the moment on strike. Hits that one for the single once again. Does get it. Just tell you what, it's close to a run out once again. Aaron Finch, he's not quite as quick as he used to be. He's had quite a bit of knee problems recently. He did actually really push himself throughout the T20 World Cup, and it meant giving up half of his Big Bash season just because he wasn't willing to take a break from playing in that World Cup. He wanted to be there right to the end. And Australia, they were rewarded. They were able to get themselves their World Cup victory. Now Hassan Ali once again charging in. 7 runs so far off his first 4 balls. Travis Head goes bang. And it's going to be another 4 runs straight to the boundary. He rocks back. He almost looked up a bit too early for that one. And Hassan Ali, he's not a happy man currently. He's gone for 11 runs also. Australia trying to get the job done as soon as possible here. A nice shot from Travis Head. It's raining. It wasn't supposed to be raining. I assume it's just a shower, but yeah, rain was not on the cards for today, I don't believe. I'm going to have a look at the weather report. It was supposed to rain last night, but we didn't really get too much. That's a couple overthrows here. And that's just not ideal for Pakistan. Their day goes from bad to worse for that second over. And now because of it, Australia, they do close out the over. They got themselves 3 lead buys in the end. And it is 14 runs, or in fact, 3 runs. They did end up changing it to, and Pakistan will strike, but it'll be too late. And there says Abdul. So you're currently here. My location. Oh no, 90% chance of rain. Oh no, it's actually supposed to rain till nighttime tonight. I don't know what day it is. So that always is a struggle for myself working out when it is. But Finch currently going at a strike rate of 200. Head currently going at a strike rate of 200. And if they continue this, they should be able to chase us down in about 17 or 16 overs. But of course, power play, you got to make the most of it. Sheena Freddie, he went for 10 of himself, and then also the 4 leg buys. Currently Finch and Head, they are opening. Then it's McDermott, Labuschagne, Inglis. I'm a little bit worried about Labuschagne because he is definitely a player who can eat up a lot of balls, maybe not scoring too many runs. Another single taken by Travis Head, keeping that strike rotating. It looks like Babar Azam, he's trying to keep that ball as dry as possible because as soon as it gets wet, that's when it slips and you get a full toss. Another wee yawn for myself. Currently required run rate, they need 7.5 per over. If they can get that down to less than 8, or less than, 6, before the, let's say 7th over, before the 7th over, if they get it down to less than 6, then they're just flying. Pretty much would be the best way of putting it. Sheena Freddie now bowling. Advancing down the wicket, that will be considered as a wide. Like they're saying, Finch actually advancing for a majority of the balls that he has faced. So it does seem like he's trying to make it so that the LBW option does get taken out of the cards, as he has been dismissed quite often with LBW in the last ODI series. Currently, Sheena Freddie, he is certainly a bowler who can get wickets. He's rocked back there, Aaron Finch, straight out to the fielder, dot ball. Was well fielded by mid-off. Target of only 163. Although saying that, we did see a decent start from Pakistan also. You can actually buy just a straight orange peel. Has anyone tried one of those orange peels that they're advertising at the ground? Do let me know. Nice cut shot there. Once again, going for the run out. They decide against the throw, though. Of course, overthrows have been a little bit of a factor for Pakistan already. Once again, showing the door lance. Apparently, Travis said 19 off 10. At the moment, he's got himself the Grey Nichols icon and an orange peel. Yeah, it's pretty much just advertised as an orange peel in a bag. Like it's like what you get like a fruit roll up in, but it's literally the fruit peel roll up. And it's, yeah, I don't know what it is. You can I guess you just eat the orange peel, or it's orange peel flavor, but that would be weird to have an orange peel flavor. Why not orange flavor? So I think it's literally like some seasoned orange peel, if I'm not wrong. Which I would like to think I am, but I don't think I am for that situation. Sheena Freddie at the moment trying to take a little bit of the pace off the ball. Just smart to do, as currently Australia, they still have another 3 and a bit overs of their power play. Nicely whipped to the leg side from Travis Head. And it looks like they do just take the single in the end. Could almost be another overthrow. They've got to be careful with those deep throws, as they've been costing them a few extra runs already. But it's a good over from Sheena Freddie. He's only gone for the 4 runs off the first 5 balls. One more ball without a boundary would be huge. Aaron Finch, though, he's going to be on strike. It's actually sounding quite rough outside. There's a little bit of wind as well. Hopefully the rain stays away. And I eat unpeeled fruit when I'm pissed. Certainly a challenge for the stomach the next day. And as I said, Sebastian, they want the quick single. They do get through. Nicely done. And that will close out a good over from Sheena Freddie. Only the 5 runs of it. So what unpeeled fruit do you go for, Sebastian? Because, of course, my first thought was an orange. I was thinking of an apple, and then I realized, hang on, apples normally are unpeeled. Kiwi fruit? Do you guys have kiwi fruit over there? What other fruits? Pineapple would be a rough one. Or a banana. That would be an interesting situation. Even the thought of eating a banana with the skin on makes me cringe a little bit. Although they do use banana leaves as kind of wrapping for some Asian cuisine. I know that because our neighbors actually delivered us some of them with kind of rice in them alongside some meats and a couple other things inside of like a banana peel. I think oranges, lemons, and you do eat the bananas. What's a banana like? I guess if you've only ever had them when you're intoxicated, though, you probably can't remember too much. But if you can remember, what is the texture like of a banana peel rather than the banana itself? And where do you start? Do you start from the middle, I guess? Harris Ralph, he's now bowling, going down leg, and it's just a leg by. I'm kind of curious about this banana situation now. I know that we want to do a video series of George Tries Fruits because he pretty much, that man looks quite young, but he's won himself a whole solar system and good start, says Bob Joes. And they're, accelerating very nicely, Travis Head. And Finch, I think he's just got to keep on swinging, really, because, that's a nice shot. Travis Head just flicking the wrist, 6 runs. And when you're timing it beautifully. And that is what Travis Head has just done. Smacked it away to the boundary. And it's a brilliant shot. And also, we've got their 6, and that says up the little shores. And also, do you still think Pakistan can win? They're going to need some quick wickets. They're probably going to need 2 or 3 in this power play in the next 3 overs or so. And not kidding, I peel the bananas, but the citrus I will eat unpeeled because the process is too tedious and complicated when you're told. Says Sebastian there as well. 39 KFC scholarships. That is very impressive indeed. And will it go to a super over? I don't believe so. That's gone very high from Travis Head. That's gone extremely high. Is anyone under it? Yes, he is. And it's the wicket of Travis Head. And that is the wicket that Pakistan needed. It's a massive moment in the game. And Travis Head is going to be dismissed for 26. And like I mentioned, they're going to need 3 or so wickets inside of this power play. Harris Ralph, his pace, he's gone 6 and then he's gone out. That's actually the second time we have seen in this match 6 and then out. Babar Azam, the last man to do so. It was a great take. At the end, almost slipped out of the fingers, but Harris Ralph, he was fired up for that one. He is yelling at the grass. He's saying, I am very good at bowling. And Travis said he has gone. It was Claudia who was able to take the catch there. And it is now going to be 40 for 1 here for Pakistan, for Australia. So now the question continues on my mind. Does McDermott also go aggressive inside of the power play and see how many he can get, or do they calm down a little bit? Because for me, Labuschagne's going to slow the run rate they've sent in Inglis. Well, that tells me everything I need to know. They've pretty much sent him out, and he's going to be a designated hitter to come out there, face 1 or 2 balls, and then try and go bang as quickly as possible. That is the only reason I can think of why you would send him in so early. Yes, he opens normally for the Perth Scorchers, but this man, when he gets the ball well, he hits it all the way to the fence. Currently now, Harris Ralph may have gone for the 6, but he has also been able to get himself the wicket. Quick ball there from Harris Ralph. They get through for the single, going for the run out. It's going to be more overthrows. Not good. And that means that Finch will have the strike once again. Babar Azam will not be happy with that little moment, as it is going to be the extra run off Harris Ralph. And that one was big from Travis Head. It went so high in the night sky. And then it was taken very nicely by Claudio, who needed to take it, and he's been playing pretty well so far, Claudio, throughout this match. He did end up getting himself quite a few runs with the ball off the bat as well. Currently now, Harris once again, pace shot from Finch, cut away, and that's 4 runs, and that will infuriate the captain just a little bit more because of the fact that Finch would be at the non-striker's end if they didn't end up going for the pointless overthrow. When McDermott comes on, he'll be empowered by your Hobart Hurricanes hat. It will work like the Chiefs jersey. Tell you what, it did for Nathan Ellis. The man got a forfeit with this one. But that's the thing, the Chiefs at the moment, I always get scared of whether or not to wear it because I always want to make sure that I wear it when they win, but then sometimes I've worn it when they're heavily underdogs. Do you think I wear it for the Blues versus Chiefs game, Sebastian? Or do you think that that one will be easily the way of the Blues? Pakistan at this stage, they were sitting 36 for none. So Australia 10 runs ahead at this current point in time, but they have lost that extra wicket. 117 needed from 96 balls. And Inglis is yet to have a ball on strike. So Finch is going to be aggressive for the next 12 balls of the power play. Inglis, I would assume, will be aggressive, playing kind of ramp shots, all sorts, just to try and really throw off the bowlers. And then worst comes to worst, if he goes out, you got McDermott. He should be able to handle his business. Out at the middle is a very good player. Currently now it's going to be Hassan Ali. And also in spite of 2 sensei, and there says Sebastian. You know, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because the Blues are actually the only team who broke my winning streak for them. That's a beautiful cut. And Inglis' first ball face goes for the boundary. And that is the 50 coming up for Australia after only 4.1 overs. Very well batted. But yeah, that's the thing. The only game they have lost, the Chiefs, while I'm wearing that kit, was up against the Blues. But it was that last game of Super Rugby Aotearoa, how they rested about 9 of their players, or if not, actually 12 of their players out of the starting lineup so that they could be ready to go for the Crusaders. The guy currently trying to get his YouTube channel once again on the screen. That looks good for me. No. Okay, might have been a little bit of bad on that one. But that guy that they were showing before, he actually does have a YouTube channel. Because last time I ended up actually hitting subscribe on him because I was curious about how he grew throughout his series of pretty much, I guess, advertising his channel at the cricket. So I'm going to see if I can find him. There he is. So his channel currently has got 78 subscribers. And yeah, that game doesn't count. You weren't even trying. And there as well. Yeah, so it's a one that I guess is slight, you know, it's, do you count it? Do you not count it? I can't quite say 100% though, but it's close. This game up against the Blues, it's going to be a tricky one for the Chiefs. They're just showing that one was missing leg in the end. So just going a little bit down the leg side. Currently 85% chance that Australia go on to win this match. Nicely played by Finch, and once again does end up getting himself the single. Why are they still going for a shot at the stumps? The bowler's just given him the evils there. He's gone, why are you trying it? He's safe. I say Team Australia should be a comfortable win. And there as well for one of the Tea Lounge ones. And then the other side is thank you, Team Australia, for the memories. And there as well. It's been pretty awesome seeing all the games take place. Yes, we had a couple draws in the test matches, but other than that, it's been all-out action. Nice shot from Inglis. Once again, worked away. And tell you what, he's getting 2 for that. And it's very nicely played by Inglis. So he's pretty much come to the crease and done exactly what he was expected to do. And that is tick over runs in quick succession. Now moving himself up to 7 runs of 4 deliveries at this point in time. So I guess, Sebastian, I'm going to ask you, you probably get sick of me asking you. No, actually, you wouldn't get sick of me asking about the Quins, would you? Montpellier versus Harlequins. That's close. Bit more height, but it's going to be given as not out yet. What is your score prediction for that one? I think I've already asked that, haven't I? But I'm going to have to try and remind myself. I'll probably ask it about 3 or 4 more times after the lineups have been announced, I'll probably ask it again. Right before the game, I'll probably ask it again as well, but wondering if it will change throughout all of those stages. Into the fifth over, and it is 54 for 1 now for the Australians. Currently ticking over very nicely for themselves, trying to chase this down as quickly as they can without any issues, other than the fact that they did already lose that wicket, and that was of Travis here. But if Aaron Finch is top run scorer, that would be pretty good for that man, as this question of whether or not he would be captain for the T20 World Cup has really been one that a lot of people have been looking at. He hits it to the leg side. It's a nice shot, and it's going to be worked away. 4 more runs for Aaron Finch, who now moves himself almost into the 20s here. Aaron Finch gets the fist bump from the man at the non-striker's end in the form of Josh Inglis. But yeah, opening or bringing out Inglis earlier on, I think really does show the intent from Australia, with the fact that they've decided we might as well get as many runs as we can during the power play, and then after that we can get away with just working them around in the field. But Harris Ralph currently, with the pace that man has on the ball, you can get away with pretty much just half edging it and will fly away to the boundary. Harris Ralph ready to bowl once again here. And his toes, I believe he had issues with his shoes earlier on in the series, because he pretty much just kept on putting his toes straight through his shoe. No run taken there by Finch. He's currently sitting on 13 balls faced, 19 runs. Inglis sitting on 7 and off 5. It looks like a few people are actually leaving. I hope they're not leaving now because of the game situation, because who knows, maybe Pakistan fight back in the later stages. Currently 87% chance, though, that Australia go on and get themselves a T20 win and a T20 series win, as it is just the one off. Tried to hit it to the leg side. No run taken there for Finch. And Harris Ralph just having a bit of a chat. Of course, those two spending a bit of time for themselves in the BBL. Melbourne Renegades, Melbourne Stars, the Melbourne Derby. Happens every once in a while. I'm hoping Quinns by 10, but Montpellier are on a roll. They've beaten teams such as La Rochelle, Toulon, and Racing 92. Yes, and not going to be an easy game for them in that one. But fingers crossed. I mean, I think you've learned from that last live streams. I'm slowly, I think, becoming more and more of a Quinns supporter, and I try and keep impartial. But that game, I think I ended up getting a bit excited for one of the early tries. I think he almost edged that one, but not quite. All right, also win a single match and win the series, says Abdul. Yeah, pretty easy, I guess you could say, with the fact that it only takes the one. I wish it was a 3-match series just so that it was more of a decisive winner. I thought I heard a noise for that one, but I don't think it did. And hello, Amish Bro, says Vishal. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently now, Aaron Finch sitting there, 19 of 13 deliveries. Shot, hit down the ground, and that's going to be 4 more runs, 1 bounce 4. And Aaron Finch once again finds the boundary of that one. 1 ball left of the power play. Does he make the most of it? They're already going at 10 runs and over here for the Australians. Very nicely done by Finch. Harris Ralph, he's got too much pace on the ball sometimes, and embrace the madness dance with the Quinns. And there's said Sebastian. And I think it's actually the Harlequins. Harlequins and the Wasps, I think, are the 2 sides that we have covered the most for this season of the Gallagher Premiership. And I'd say that those 2 are probably my 2 favourite sides. And then if I had to pick a third side, it's probably Leicester, which I feel like is actually a little bit of a rivalry with Quinns, isn't it? So don't know whether or not I'm allowed to do that one. But I do like the fact that they've got Harry Potter. And I feel like that was just one of the running memes of the channel for a while. And Hamish Pro Australia playing good game tonight. They certainly are. Currently, they are trying to make their way towards the series win here for just the one-off match. The crowd currently getting behind Pakistan. It's actually looking like a pretty much sold-out attendance for this match. It's the last time that we see cricket in Pakistan or Australia playing in a match for a very long time, but that is the power play over. And now it is going to be 100 runs to win from 84 balls now. It looks like Quadir, he is now getting added into the bowling attack. He is left arm leg spin. I believe if I've got the right man. Yeah, excited. 27,000 in attendance for this matchup. His best is 4 for 13. If he got that today, that gives Pakistan a chance. Now it's perfectly fine. I'm in awe as well with them for the way they've been playing this season. Says Sebastian, well bowled. Nicely done by Usman Karir, I believe is the pronunciation that they have said there. But the big thing as well is the Harlequins, I couldn't stop praising them for their defense. Like the way that they were going, like I think I'm starting to follow defense a little bit more than attack in the Gallagher Premiership, because the Harlequins, they're willing to give the opposition the wide cutout pass, but then they've got Marchand in the midfield who's just quick enough to cut them off every time. Wow, that stayed low for that ball. Aaron Finch, no chance of being able to get onto that one. The wrist spinner doing very nicely. He's actually right arm wrist spin, I should say, rather than the left arm. And yeah, that one just stayed low. But yeah, I enjoy their defense because they pretty much say, you can pass it wide, but we're quick enough and we're good enough to be able to stop any attack that you're going to throw at us. And it was working pretty well up against the side that they did play in their recent matchup, which of course was the London Irish. I had to stall because I couldn't quite remember who it was, but I knew it was a green team and I was trying to think of who exactly it was. I had Connacht in my mind, but I know that they weren't playing them. That one. But currently, there is a man waving a Pakistan flag all around the ground. Gets a hug from some stranger as well. I believe that is all well bowled. Once again, he's found his length early on. And now at the moment, it's going to be tricky to be able to get some runs off this man. It seems like him and Adam Zampa playing a nice little bit of competition between them, just getting the foot down in time for Inglis. And Ash Road 9 ball, 11 runs needed, RCB. And as well, so you'd have to think they would be able to get the job done for the Challengers, or the Royal Challengers Bangalore. They want the single. They might even get two. Nope, they just get the single. Well bowled so far here from Quadar. Currently 65 runs. They were sitting on 62. In fact, sorry, they were sitting on 63 at the end of the last one. So seems like spin could be key. And I mentioned about a pace off the ball on the surface seems to be the way to go, which is why Harris Ralph, I don't know whether or not he has the best option. He's got pure pace, but the ball comes onto the bat very nicely. Well bowled. It's off the edge as well, and it's going to be a lucky one. They're going to be able to get away for the two as Sheena Freedy fields it. They do just get the two. 4 runs off it for Quaidere's over. And now it is going to be 67 for 1. It's only another 13 overs left. I wish this match didn't go so quick. I feel like I want like a medium length one. You know, somewhere around a 35 over per team game. I feel like that would be quite a nice length, but I don't think they'll ever do it. And also Dinesh Karthik, 36 runs from 20 balls. Very impressive for there. So Josh Butler, he might be on the losing team, even though he got himself some very quick runs in that first innings. But Australia, for them to be able to go on and win this game currently, they will require a run rate of, it will be 7.38, and the current run rate is 9.57. Ticking quite nicely for themselves here. Currently now Australia, it's going to be another spinner. Nice lobby shot. It's going to be going out through a gap, well fielded in the deep. And that will be kept to just the 2 runs. Imagine how a 100 game would fly by on stream. Yeah, it'd be over before we knew it, wouldn't it? I feel like the 100 streams, you'd end up with a lot of people saying, I hate 10 or like 100 ball games. Because we seem to get that on the BBL. Everyone's like, it's too short. There's no point. But when does it start up, Sebastian? I think you let me know a little while ago. It's up in the air. Nice shot there from Inglis, and that will be racing away to the boundary once again. He does end up finding the rope with that one. Australia still ticking over with some goodness here for the boundaries. They've had 9 4s and 1 6 so far. In fact, I can probably look up when the 100 starts, can't I? The 100 cricket. When does it start? It took place for the first time in July and August. So I assume that is going to be somewhere Wait, is there 100 men's and 100 women's, or is it actually combined? Oh, no, number of teams, 8 men's, 8 women's in there as well. Fixtures. I'll see whether or not they have announced when it is taking place for the next one. Currently, live's too short for sensitive teeth. They have said there is just 3 runs needed from 7 balls. August is when they start for that one. Oh, okay, the 4th of August. Should we... Wait, is that 6 a.m. our time? Oh, yes. There's a sync to calendar button. I absolutely love things that sync to your calendar. I don't know whether or not you've done that, Sebastian, but pretty much you can just sync all like matches to your own calendar, and it's just amazing. Yeah. Oh, that's a good shot. Once again, from the sounds of it, goes straight out to the man in the deep. But yeah, you just put in your email. Well, it's asking if I'm over 13. I'm not going to lie, and I will say no. No, I am just a little bit. Happy to give me some emails. And then you just sync it to your calendar, and all the games are there for the whole season. You're almost done. You'll get a pop-up, open the calendar. That's a shot. Once again, out to the man of the deep. It is still showing 61 or 67 for one. Okay, it's a little bit behind. Hopefully now, there we go. It's fixed itself. Insecure, the connection is not secure. Do you want to continue subscribing? I guess so. I'd hope they wouldn't rob me. Right, there we go. And just like that, I've got the 100 all synced up. And also fine now, says Abdul, for that one as well. See, we were going to be doing a lot more of the IPL as well, but it's just the busiest time of the year. Whereas August, I feel like we're getting into kind of the later stages. Like we won't have too much rugby. It's just before the Rugby Championship does get underway, because I believe that starts late August, early September. Okay. So they were showing some females at the cricket, and the crowd were all cheering. Are you over 13? 1 equals yes, no equals 2. And 3, my mum told me not to answer them from strangers for the questions. Sorry, I read that terribly, didn't I? I liked it, though. Do you ever get the stranger danger thingy? Like the stranger danger chat from online? I feel like a lot of children did, didn't they? That's a good shot once again. That's going to be the 2 runs. Nicely run between the wickets. They are doing this comfortably. Oh, England's having a little bit of a stutter step there. An RCB win, says Bob Joe. So they've done very nicely there. Well, ourselves, but Pakistan at this stage, they were sitting at 69 for 2. So Australia, to be fair, they're actually only 9 runs ahead. Or sorry, 11 runs ahead. No, sorry, 9 runs ahead. We'll go back to the first one. Shot from Inglis. He's gone after it, and he's put plenty on at 100. Well, no, probably not 100 meters, but it's close to it. Probably about 90 for Inglis, and he's decided that he's sick of this man bowling leg spin. And if he's going to dish it up, and I get invitations from loose women, as on there, says Sebastian, yeah, all of the ones that are like, they're saying singles in your area. You get those even when you're like on cool maths games and whatnot from like at school. They'll be like, is there any woman in your area? And everyone will be like, I'm not sure. And then eventually they worked out how to block those ones, like from popping up, because occasionally some random high schooler would be like, oh, who are the singles in my virus? That's how it happens. I was 100 was a success last summer, said Bob Joes. So would you guys like to see some 100 live streams for the live commentary side of things? That's off the edge of Inglis, and he's now gone. So it's 6 and then out. That's the 3rd time now in this match that 6 and out has happened. First, Babar Azam. 2nd, it was actually Travis Head. And then 3rd, now Josh Inglis. Has he gone upstairs for it? No, he has got something on that one. Yeah, a little edge. And yes, there's Bob Joes in that one as well. And yeah, I guess with the fact that they're only... So it's 100 balls or 100 balls each side, isn't it? So that works out to be almost... It's about 16.4 overs, I think it is. Maybe. Hopefully I've got that correct. And also, Amesbury, Australia are playing like world champion in 2021 final, says Vishal there. And I will follow the competition regardless. And there's Sebastian, because it would be on at nice times for yourself, wouldn't it? Oh, and also we have got the Australia. Please hit more 6s, says Abdul there. Currently, I mean, that's the thing. Every time we see one, it is going to be a little bit more money towards a scholarship. And also women's cricket is in the Commonwealth Games this summer, says Bob Joes. Right, second question for myself regarding fixtures and whatnot. When is the Commonwealth Games again? I probably have it somewhere, but by the time I look it up, you guys are probably going to be onto it anyway, but I will try my best to beat yous. One moment, we will go here. I've got it down here somewhere. Geez, I've got a lot of notes. All of my notes are pretty much like upcoming live streams, information on all of them. Upcoming events, right. July and August is, see, too quick. An average road prediction here. I would say Australia chased it down on the 17th over. Aussies are at it again. Says this is for, yeah, they're looking pretty good. And Marnus Labuschagne, he's now at the crease. Reverse sweep attempt straight away. Did try for the single. Doesn't get it, though. Just trying to keep the strike rotating nice and early on. So, yeah, it is going to be the 28th of July to the 8th of August. So, once again, that's actually in a good time of the year for us, hopefully. And I was talking about 6 followed by Wicket. And there's says, I guess that's a good point. Anytime they hit a 6, someone's going to normally end up getting out the very next ball. It's dragged down terribly there. That is going to be the wide down the leg side. Australia win how many balls and wickets? Spear reach the target. So I would go Australia do it with 14 balls left. They do end up getting themselves the single. Babar Azam well stopped. And I'll say they have a total of... Wait, how many balls did I say? I'll say 13 balls if I didn't already say 13 balls. And with the 13 balls left, they will still have 4 wickets in hand. That's what my prediction will be. It's probably going to be majorly wrong, but that's all right. Oh, Benfica playing Liverpool at 7 a.m. That might be out. No, the umpire's pretty calm. Do they go upstairs? They've got the DRS. They say no. And that's going to be the end of the over now, I believe. Yes, it is. It's going to be the end of the over, and it is 86 for 2 here. Oh, back leg. It was there. They're saying the LBW wasn't actually too bad. Who else? Oh, Man City Atletico. I feel like I'm going to watch some football this morning. Maybe. Which game you're watching, Sebastian? Do let me know. It's the Champions Cup, isn't it? At the moment, or the Football Champions Cup, I should say. Just rolled off the side of the thigh. No LBW there, which is why they decided against going upstairs. 86 for 2 currently here for the Australians. Now it's Mohammed Wazim Jr. Best is 4 for 40, which is going to be pretty tricky to top here unless he does end up picking up a couple early wickets. Nicely glided there from Marnus. Now, this is the thing that concerns me, is whether or not Marnus, yes, he's a match winner, but can he accelerate the run rate the way that they like to otherwise? I mean, Aaron Finch, for me, is one of the keys here, because it's going to be Marnus and McDermott. They're going to say it's Champions League, not Champions Cup. Got it around the wrong way for that one. And also, what is 819 below the score? Corrected. And this is Abdul 819. Not too sure. It must have just popped up and then disappeared, I guess, for a little bit earlier on. Oh, no, is what we heard in Champions League. Yeah, I'm not sure I'll watch the game. If I watch the game tonight, I'll probably will watch some Netflix. Said Sebastian, if you don't mind me asking, what you're watching at the moment on Netflix? I feel like I'm getting close to getting enough time to start a series of some sort. Are you watching like movies, or are you watching a series at the moment? And which one's good? Because I haven't really seen too many. And also, did you see got a 3-week ban? I did not. That's a hard name to say. I did see that Sheila Klein got a 3-week ban for his red card for the Crusaders. So Caleb Clark, I haven't seen what he gets yet for his big flying knee that he did end up doing. And also we've got there, yep, that's what happened. And there says Abdul there as well. But currently it's a great night in Lahore, like they're saying. Full stadium, no better way to end a series than to have a whole heap of people in attendance for it. And it's going to be pretty awesome to see what happens in the later stages, whether or not there is a late tail in the tape. It's a catch. And that's going to be Pakistan, who get themselves another wicket. Aaron Finch is saying, no, it's not out. And I think they're going to have to go upstairs here. And also, I'm massively into historical and superhero stuff, tied into the Last Kingdom Vikings Valhalla. And as I said, Sebastian, have you seen is it The Witcher? Oh, okay, they haven't actually gone upstairs for that one. And it was actually Pakistan's call because it was not out initially from the umpire. So I do apologize for saying that was a wicket. I thought that it was, but I think it just smacked straight into the fire pad. Because that's another one. The Witcher 3 is a game that I've bought, but I've never played because apparently if you play it, all other games seem worse. Yeah, nowhere near the glove. So I just got a bit too overexcited there for that one. Aaron Finch taking the quick single. He actually wants 2. And I think they are going to be able to get back. Nicely run between the wickets there for Australia, continuing to tick it over. Wazim Jr., he's currently gone for the 5 runs of his first 5 balls. I'm going to have a look through at all of the games that we have got coming up a little bit later on. I've seen The Witcher, yeah, a very good series. I recommend, especially if you played the games. So would you recommend the game first, then the series, or the series first, then the game? Plot twist. Well, not really plot twist, just question, wasn't it? Advancing. Finch, it's a beautifully down the ground. That's going to be another 4 runs. And Finch is top run scorer at this current stage. And it looks like that's the way it's going to continue going for himself also. So well played there from Finchy. Hits it down the ground. It's some lob on it. But there was no one there. He's almost more at a wide position, so he was never getting to that one. So currently, yeah, Champions League is coming up. It's Man City, Atletico, and also Benfica versus Liverpool. They are 2 quarterfinals matches. Oh, Chelsea, Real Madrid tomorrow night's a good one. We have to wait and see whether or not we're up. It also doesn't really matter. You can approach it however you want. And there's our Sebastian. Is the game? Oh, Labuschagne's gone. He advanced, he missed, and he's going to be going back to the changing sheds. And the wicket that Pakistan needed at the moment, there, just causing all sorts of problems. I also work at Owen Dairy Girls for some Irish, quality Irish comedy. And there's also Sebastian. Can you understand what they're saying? And Dairy Girls, I remember I was doing a thing a while ago how I pretty much went through like the first episode of every series I could find to decide whether or not I was going to watch it. And I found it very tough to understand them. But I think that's just because I was watching, I think it was an American thing beforehand. So then you kind of get used to that American sound. And I also got a 3-week ban for his bad clean out, hitting James Slipper in the face. Do you think it was worth 3 weeks? James Slipper. So that game, oh, that would have been the Fijian, wouldn't it? That one. I mean, I guess it's just that playing the man on the ground that you got to be very careful with because, like, there's no way to get away with it type thing. But anytime there's like an early or like a 3-week ban, I feel like it's got to be for something relatively serious. I think, but currently Australia, they've still got an 85% chance of winning. But yeah, every game having a red card other than that very last game between the Chiefs and the Hurricanes. And I read this Brumbies last Saturday night. Sorry, I'm 1 week behind, aren't I? Oh, it's either one who came off the bench. And also, we've got that Northern Irish accent isn't the easiest to comprehend, I'll give you that. But it's just a matter of getting used to it, I guess. See Sebastian there. Yeah, I feel like the longer you hang around, like listening, the longer or the more you get used to it. Because I think I went from like an American show or like, I think it was, what was it? Australian show, American show, Irish show, which just, my brain went backwards. Currently now Australia, they've got Marcus Stoinis at the crease. Is McDermott all right? Because he hasn't come in as of yet. So I guess maybe they're either saving him for later in this game. There's only 10 overs to go. I feel like this match has gone too quick. We're sitting at 6:09 a.m. It's relatively late here in New Zealand. That's a nice sweep shot from Marcus Stoinis. He's going to get at least the 2 runs. It's a foot race. It's going all the way for 4. And a nice shot from Stoinis to get him underway there. And that almost brings up the 100 runs here for Australia, now sitting on 99 for 3. Nice sweep shot from Stoinis. Didn't really get a huge amount of it, but just used the spin to his advantage. Does end up skidding on nicely. Races to the boundary. And Wazim Jr. unable to cut it off. So they've still got a slip. Just trying to keep him in the eye line of Stoinis, like they're saying. Try and put him off a little bit. Big full toss. Great straight drive from Stoinis there. There is going to be a man cutting it off. He doesn't, though. And it has gone for another 4-2 in a row for Stoinis. Expensive for Juarez since getting himself the wicket of Marnus Labuschagne. Stoinis with a strike rate of 400 has come to play. It's just a good straight drive. He didn't try and overhit it there for Stoinis, just using it nicely. Then Ali tries to flick it back, but then it just tickles the hand on the backside. And also, how come Finch decided to be useful for once? Sebastian, it's a great question, isn't it? I guess everyone will remember the last match. They'll see a T20 win for the series and be like, right, Aaron Finch got himself some good runs. He's still got it. And then they'll give him the World Cup captaincy, I would assume. But he pretty much, it was make or break for him. So he had to get something going. Off the outside edge of Stoinis. This is going to be another couple runs here. Sheena Freddie this time going to have to cut it off. He's done nicely. And they do end up getting the 2 runs for it once again. Stoinis has hit 10 runs off 3 deliveries. And for them to be able to win this match, they only need a run rate of 6.32. Gotta stay hydrated, or else the voice will disappear. It's already, I don't know how it sounds at the moment. I think it's because I got the second headphone on. It already sounds a tad croaky, which I'm not too sure why. I think it's from how much we talk. That's a big shot from Stoinis. Hits it in the deep. You can't give Stoinis a full toss unless you want to go to the boundary. And Juarez, he might have started with a wicket, but now since then, he's gone for 14 runs. But then again, Owen Morgan had a shocking T20 series as well in the West Indies. And there's Sebastian. Like they're saying, big full toss. Stoinis sees it and just hits it straight where there isn't a fair field. And horrible first game, missed the following 2. And there's Sebastian. So you're not what you want as one of the senior players in a side. Is ending up pretty much getting sacked straight away. Nicely played once again. This game might be over before the Liverpool and Man City games end up firing up. I quite enjoy those ones. All uploaded rugby final. One moment, I'll click on that, Xavier, to see what I can find out. What is this? Rugby final.mov. Am I going to get a virus, Xavier? What is this? Do let me know. Currently now, it's a no ball. It's getting worse. It's a no ball. I think there was a front foot no ball. That's now going to be a free hit. I sent you a video of the rare cards I'm talking about. Right, we will click on that one. Okay, it's downloaded. One moment, I'll have a look. Oh, it's very loud. See, seeing it again, refreshing the memory, to me, because of how far back he's come, there is that high level of danger. And the guy's also prone on the ground. So, I mean, I would say 3 weeks probably reasonable, but it's still a little bit unfortunate that, like, 3 weeks, I mean, you're pretty much getting to the stage of playing New Zealand sides by that stage. And that guy, he came off the bench, so I don't think he's going to get another opportunity for a little while for himself. But Wazim Jr. now about to bowl again. Australia, they need 52 runs off 54 balls to be able to win this one. Currently, Pakistan, they have a 4% chance of being able to go on to win this match. And now Wasim Jr., he needs another wicket. That's the one thing that Pakistan can do to really change the impact or the, I guess, momentum of this game is pick up those quick wickets of Australia. Shot down the ground. And once again, Stoinis hits it to the boundary for another 4. He's not over-hitting it. He's just hitting it perfectly. And if you do give him a half volley, he's going to hit it to the boundary 9 times out of 10. Boom. Straight through. Uses every bit of that bicep for Marcus Stoinis. It's right in the slot. Now, currently, Australia now need 5.43 and over. I think they're trying to get this done as soon as physically possible. They don't want to mess around. They don't want to leave any chance for Pakistan to be able to pick up a couple wickets and take the momentum back. While they can still swing, they are swinging. But then the thing is, he's not really overhitting it either. He's just playing his shots. Well played by Stoinis. Another one out mid-wicket. It's just great batting from Australia currently. And they are starting to dominate in the later stages of this matchup. You'd have to wonder whether or not 190 would have been enough in this one, because Australia are going at 10 runs and over, and they don't look like they're slowing down anytime soon. And Stoinis is in a hurry, or in a hurry up runs do here and there. And also, well, Stoinis is in a hurry, he says after all, yeah, he's not mucking around. 23 off 8 deliveries. He's decided he wants a 50. He's straight through him, though. And he's bowled. Wasim Jr. gets him, but it's after a few extra runs. Now Australia have got the situation of being 4 down. They need to make sure that they don't end up, I guess, taking it too casually. At the end of the day, Pakistan to win this one, they're paying $21 at this current point in time. It takes out his leg stump, and Wasim Jr. gets him. 4th wicket for Pakistan. And now Australia's sitting 119 for 4. Right, for me, McDermott's got to be next. It seems weird that they've waited this long. Was that Cameron Green? Has he got... Maybe McDermott's got an injury. Yeah, I think McDermott could be injured because they have not brought him out at this point in time. It seems to be that they're bringing out pretty much everyone but McDermott. Not ideal. And also, yeah, at this stage, Cameron Green, he can hit a long ball also. Maybe he goes aggressive as well. 22 years of age. He's still younger than me and about a good foot and a bit taller. So he's done some good growing in his time. The best of 36 in a T20 with an average of 15.14. Bowled very well. Surprising that they didn't actually give him the last over of the match rather than DeWarshus, who ended up going for about 15, if not 20 off that final over. Now currently Cameron Green on strike. Wasim Jr. advancing a little bit. They do take the single. They do get through. Did you see Fatakirk is leaving the Sharks for Japan? Oh, okay. I did see that he was leaving. Didn't see where he was leaving to. But I did see that he was going to be moving at the end of this season. Also, Lou Diaga, they have lost him as well for the Sale Sharks. And also Abbott has also played really well on one of the ODIs. Says Abdul, yeah. When he finds that line of length, Abbott, he's a very dangerous bowler because he can bowl a sickening Yorker. That's just right in the slot. That is almost sitting almost at that unplayable stage. Oh, Aaron Finchie wants the quick single. They do get it. It's a loud call or no. It is a good call in the end. Now, by the looks of it, Australia, they might be a little bit less attacking just because at the end of the day, you got it to less than 1 run and over. You need 5.16 per over here. And as long as you don't allow Pakistan right back into this game and talking about its batting, and there, as I said, Abdul, he did indeed also for the, it was that game between the Sydney Sixers and the Brisbane Heat. Him and DeWarshus had a brilliant partnership in the BBL. Yeah, that's the thing. Australia, it's the same with the test side. The lower order can still bat, which is very dangerous. We've seen it for Pakistan as well. I mean, one of their lowest batsmen ended up getting himself about 20 runs off hardly any. And finally, Faf won't mention or won't feel like a minion anymore. Says Sebastian. And also we have got the Australia should get the winner in dates for England versus Australia. In Australia has been confirmed 2nd, 9th, and 16th of July. I assume that is the rugby, isn't it, that we are talking for that one? But that is awesome. But they have actually confirmed that. So now we will get to write that in the calendar. I'll see whether or not they've got it already up for us. Do you know if any other international rugby has been confirmed yet, Xavier, such as Ireland, New Zealand, and everything along those lines? That's it up in the air from Finch. It falls safe. Our rugby, yes, says Xavier. Tell you what, that was close. Shahar just not quite able to get to that ball. Right, I'm just going to go through to July. No events in July on World Rugby, so they're just a little bit behind at this stage, but hopefully they do end up adding it in relatively soon. But yeah, the Rugby Championship, that is going to be starting in, I believe, August, late August or somewhere around there. Oh, Sebastian's just sent me something. What's he sent me? You're on to it, Sebastian. Was that on Instagram or was that something else? Perth, is that? Wait. Okay, that's Australian time and then English time, isn't it? And also last match is at the SCG. And there as well, nice. Anyone going to any of those games? Do let me know. And also Oliver's official Instagram said it. And there says Xavier. So yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out to see the Irish tour. What else we got? The Irish tour. Then also South Africa, Wales is another tour that is taking place. And Scotland, Argentina, I think is the other one. Nice cut shot there from Cam Green. It slowed down a little bit here. Thought about going for the single, but not quite able to get through. He's only gone for the one run so far here. For Claudia, he's only got one more. Or in fact, two more deliveries. And I'll say, hey, yo. Says Katie Dixon, welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're excited for the rugby that we have got on this weekend. The Sevens Champions Cup, URC, Super Rugby. Can't forget that one, of course. And then a little bit of cricket alongside it as well. Just the two runs so far off this over. Just a few yawns every once in a while. And also, I hope you're all well. And there says Katie Dixon, doing all right. Currently, that yawn was not a good representation, as that is only my third of the live stream. So we had one yawn an hour at this stage, which is pretty efficient. Nicely played by Finch. Just taps it, gets the single. And hello, Katie, hope you're well, lass. And there is our says Sebastian, but that is the end of the over. 13 overs down and 124 for 4. Just seeing off Juadio, who was able to get himself 2 wickets, one of Labuschagne, one of Travis Head. And now the Sheen, he's still got 2 more overs that he can bowl. Hassan Ali, he's got 2 more. And then Wasim Jr., he has 2. Kushdil, he's got 3 if they want him. And Harris Ralph has got 2. So for me, with 7 overs left, you give Shaheen 2, you give Ralph 2. Wasim Jr. gets another one. And then that is 5. That takes you through to 18. Hassan Ali's been expensive, but I think they'll still bowl him again. And maybe Kush still gets another. And also Springfield as well is 2nd of July in Pretoria. Okay, so they've actually got very similar. I think all of those international games are probably going to happen back to back to back. They want the 2 runs. They do get it as well. Good run in between the wickets. Yeah, for the Australians. And Katie says, how are you? And there says Michelle. So I guess New Zealand, we're probably looking at the 2nd of July as well for our game, are we? And g'day all, hope you're all well, says David. Everyone's waking up or just getting up either morning or just finishing their day. This stage, Katie and David within almost the same minute. I hope you guys are both doing well. Currently, Australia looking like they should be able to go on the Irish tour, and New Zealand is still the most exciting series. And as I said, Sebastian, although England, Australia, I think is definitely right up there in the top 2. France, who are France playing? France might actually have Argentina. Or if they don't have Argentina, surely they've got someone that they get to play. But it won't be a Six Nations side. So I guess it's probably France versus maybe Fiji. Give Fiji a go. Also, Australia set to host the next Women's World Cup. There says Xavier. That's near the end of the year as well, isn't it? Hello, David. Hope you're well. Says Sebastian well bowled. They're from Wasim Jr. In fact, he'll probably get an extra over after that as well. And Don Wellman Brothers making some cowboy beans and enjoying the cricket. Right. I have a big question. What are cowboy beans? Are they like real big beans? Like actual beans? Or are they like kind of made like in a fancy way? Like maybe with bacon? Do cowboys like bacon? I don't know. Do let me know. I haven't heard of cowboy beans before. I've heard of Red beans. Is that a type of bean? Green beans. Green beans has just been bowled. Or green, sorry. Cameron Green has been bowled. That's going to be the wicket. And that is going straight through Wasim Jr. He's certainly getting his last over now. And hello, David. Hope you're well. I mean, the fact that Green was on strike when we were talking about beans just ended up making me pretty much shout at him that he's a vegetable. But it's gone through him. That's now 5 wickets here for Pakistan. They are not out of this game now by any sense of the word, ladies and gentlemen. They are still fighting, and they are trying their best. But Cameron Green, he's going to be going green beans. And there's says Cody Dixon. Yeah, there's green beans, kidney beans, white beans, magic beans, Mr. Beans. I don't know many bean types. And if they're Ram Ranch beans, I'll be good, thanks. And now it's a new lawn mowing service. And this is Katie as well. I guess now YouTube actually have the thing to clip things, don't they? And get Finch out, says Abdul. Yeah, Finch goes in Australia in a little bit of trouble, but it is actually going to be McDermott. I have a slight favour to ask of you, Sebastian. Is it possible if you are able to do the clipping of that thingamabob and then send me a link, please? If that's all right. If it's not all right, no worries at all. I can go back to it later on, but that is going to be, I'll probably send it to George and he will just laugh and he'll want it on a shirt. Matches so far, 23 for McDermott. His average is actually only 14, which is not good, but he plays very well for Australia in the BBL for the Hobart Hurricanes. Currently now Azam doing nicely. Yeah, sure. Which one exactly? Just pretty much from the start of talking about beans to then yelling green beans a few times, if that's all right. And I was like, cowboy beans is a mix of about 15 different beans that are all cooked slowly with ham beans or ham bones and bacon. I mix mine with some tomato, basil soup, rice, and cheese. Cheese Sebastian cowboy beans sounds woeful. However, I can't stop thinking about the film called Blazing Saddles. So it's pretty much just beans, beans, and more beans, and everything else you can find in the house. A bit of rice. Doesn't sound terrible, to be honest. I remember my camp from ages ago. Like, this is year 6 camp. That's going to be the end of the over. 130 for 5 there of 14. We actually told the story on the initial Kiwi Lads podcast, which we then stopped because it was like Isaac was going to become a teacher and we couldn't really afford to have him swearing on YouTube. But I would say the worst meal I've ever had on a school trip occurred on this year 6 holiday or school, what's it called? A school camp. Because the lady in charge, to say that she was a bit, I guess, crazy might be a little bit of an understatement. Just because, like, she tried to put everything in everything because she was all about saving the environment, which, like, completely fine, of course. But on a school camp, I feel like trying to teach children how to save the environment by saying, like, you're not allowed a dessert till day 4 so that we don't waste any water just doesn't quite work. So pretty much this dish was a quiche. We had nachos the night before. She put nacho corn chips in the quiche because she wanted to use them. So there were just crunchy bits in the quiche and it just didn't feel right. So kids were getting snuck into the kitchen to eat some cereal behind her back. I think my dad, he went on that school camp and he was in charge of like smuggling the kids into the kitchen so that like the kids didn't go hungry. All right, morning, Amish. When did you start this stream? So we did start it at 3:30 p.m. or sorry, 3:30 a.m. or somewhere around that mark. And I was like, yeah, it's so good. I love me some cowboy beans. And I was like, I've always wanted to be a cowboy. And there says David the Mod. And also we have got there, she was a tree hugger. This is David as well. I ate a lot of cereal on that school trip. That's all I remember. Oh, no, I don't. I remember playing cricket on the front lawn of the place. It was actually Arthur's Pass, if you guys know whereabouts that is, which sometimes you can't actually get to due to snow, but luckily we went at the right kind of season. So it was pretty nice. Aaron Finch with a nice cut shot there once again. does get the single. I think Australia are just gliding towards this total here. They're not in any hurry. 32 runs needed off 34 balls. For every 6 hit, a deserving student wins a KFC Higher Education Scholarship. I better put that out there because George loves KFC, and if they want to sponsor us, we will take the KFC every day of the week. That is for sure. Now, currently, 40 scholarships they are going to be handing out. Nicely played. Once again, McDermott gets a single. And that's the thing. McDermott, if he goes aggressive, could finish this game. Finch, if he goes aggressive, could finish this game. But it's whether or not they feel that they can afford to. Because after these two, you go into kind of more your tailwinders. You got Sean Abbott, Bender Washers. Those two can still bat. But it's just those wickets on the board do put you under a little bit more pressure if you do get there. And also, George wasn't happy with the quality of KFC, though. If it was free, he'd eat anything. It's going for 4 runs. Nice job from Finch, and now he moves up to 49. But yeah, like if it was a KFC from a different region, he'd be happy as a pig in mud, you know? I feel like I said about the pig reference because we were talking about ham bones and bacon as well, which sounds all right. That is going to be another 4 for Finch. He's been good in this game. 1 away from his half century. He does get it. You got to call it a little bit of redemption for that man. Like they're saying, when it mattered most, he steps up and does get himself a half century. Nicely batted by Finchy. And does raise the bat to the crowd. So, Sebastian, you know the Champions League better than myself, I would assume. Liverpool versus their opponents, Liverpool versus Benfica, and Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid. Who should win those games out of curiosity? If you don't mind me asking. I don't know why you'd mind me asking about a prediction. I just realised, but yeah. Do you know it quite well? 50 for Finch in there as well. We'll go like this. Once again, nicely played by Finch. It goes straight out to the fielder, though. They aren't able to sneak it through. I tip Liverpool and Man City. Okay. So 2 English sides. Better question. Do you have an exact score that you think they will be? That's very tricky, isn't it? Because that's the thing. I don't know many of these Spanish players, unfortunately. Now, I used to know quite a bit about Real Madrid and also the other geezers. Real Madrid and Barcelona. Sorry, I'm just watching that clip that you sent me, Sebastian. It's just out raw, isn't it? I'll send that to George. George likes clips. And also, if I send it to him, then I've got it there for the memories. Currently now, the Tapal Tea moment taking place at the moment. Another sponsorship deal. They got plenty of them. Hopefully, they're making some good money from the sponsorships. But the player of the series for the ODI, oh, Sebastian, do you know the player of the series? Who won the Jeep or the Wrangler or whatever it was? Oh, no run taken. Now they consider it. But now they will turn it down as well. Currently, only another... How many balls we got left? I just realized I had them up before and now they've disappeared. Again, currently another 27 balls left now. At Liverpool, I would go 2-1 or 1-2. And City is a 1-0 against Atletico. So there we go. I'll tell you what, I'll start and see if you're correct, Sebastian. If you are, you win. What do you win? I don't know what you win. Sure, we'll find something. You win a... What do you want? What do you want, really? I guess is the questions. Now, thrown at the stance, just ended up getting stuck in the hand Wasn't able to go through. Currently now Finch, 51. Currently 5 wickets down here for Australia. 2% chance that Pakistan go on to win this match. Aaron Finch just mouthed to himself, watch the ball. It goes straight out to the man at point. He's frustrated with that one, Finch. And that is going to be the end of the over. And it is 141 for 5 now. Everyone is celebrating in Pakistan. That's the thing. Even if Pakistan loses, it's still an awesome atmosphere to have been at for this matchup. I'm sorry, Wasim Jr. actually won more ball of this over. At the leg side, Finch takes 1. In fact, they're going to take 2. This is going to be tight. No, it's a misfield. And they do get through for the double. 143 for 5 now at the end of the 16th over. And also, I want the Quins to become back-to-back Premiership champions. Can you make it happen? And as I said, Sebastian, I will try my best. They're doing all right at the moment. So, yeah. I'll try my best. I'll wear the Chiefs kit again because they went all right when they did end up having that one. I won't wear it for the Montpellier game, though, because I don't want to jinx them for the Champions Cup. But next Gallagher Premiership game that we do with the Quins, we'll wear it. And I don't actually know when that will be. Hopefully it's soon because I enjoy watching the Harlequins play. Just because I think I've just developed a soft spot for them. Overall, right. Premiership. There it is. 17 days away is the next time that we see Premiership. Harlequin. Oh, yes. Harlequins Leicester at 2 a.m. If that doesn't sound like a main event Premiership game, I don't know what is. And then also Saracens Exeter on the, tell you what, they're spoiling me. That's on the Monday. It's 25th of April and 24th of April. Yes, no. But they don't get it back. And did you see Will Price, woeful tackle in the Super League? Super League. Super League. I did not. I don't believe. Is that Super League? That's the league up in the Northern Hemisphere? Maybe. I'm terrible with competition names at the moment, I've noticed. I can't remember any of them, unfortunately. But Shaheen at the moment, he is an important factor in this match for Pakistan. If he gets a couple quick wickets here, the game would all change. It's a good length ball. McDermott runs hard. It's a misfield. And the worst thing is they're going to get 2 for the thumb ball as well. So that just hurts a little bit more. The next week after that, the Harlequins, they don't play. No, they do. They've got Northampton at 6:14 a.m. Oh, we got another clip. Right, we're going to have a look at it. That's a very, that one. Sorry, I thought it was more recently, but yeah, that was a shocker for that one. I think you sent that to me on Instagram, didn't you? My Instagram's being a little bit weird at the moment. It doesn't let me do much on it. So I feel like Discord's the better way of doing it to be able to see it. But yeah, that was very loud music for a start for that one. Currently now, nicely glided, smart from McDermott, just running it down to third man. Does get himself another single. Also over there, I sent you the tackle as well. See, I feel like Discord's a very handy thing. I didn't know what Discord was till very recently. I'm very glad that I know what it is. And this is one of the, that is one of the worst tackles. And there's, it's just spiking the guy on his head, isn't it? Which is never nice. Overall, but currently the lights are blaring down at the ground. It's looking like a beautiful evening there. And Lahore, Aaron Finch tried to get onto that pull shot, not able to quite connect the way that he wanted to. 3 runs of the first 4 balls of this over, they have just said. 17 from 20. The thing is, a couple wickets, couple dot balls, Pakistan could fluke this at the very end. If you get Finch out, you get McDermott out in quick succession, then you got Dwarshus Abbott. We have to wait and see how it goes. Sheen Afridi now goes in. Aaron Finch just gets a little bit on it. Toe end of the bat, he does get the single, and we're communicating quite efficiently on Discord. And there's our Sebastian. Yeah. Like, the thing is, Instagram, seeing as I don't have Instagram on my PC, like Discord's so easy. Like, I see it pop up, I click it, and then it pops up on that screen while I still got the game on that one. So it's like, it's perfect in a way. Whereas with Instagram, like if it's got sound or anything like that, I can't actually hear it because I don't want to have it too loud, just because I don't know whether or not, if it like, definitely for like a clip like that, I heard the music behind it, so I don't know whether or not that's copyrighted or anything like that. Nice slower ball from Sheena Freddie. They get through for the single, and that is going to be the end of the over. And sevens this week, you streaming, we sure are. We've got plenty of the sevens coming up. I believe on Saturday we're going to be squeezing in some games before and in between the Super Rugby games, but I'll let you know which ones they are going to be. So the plan at this stage, that's the wrong schedule. I have way too many schedules. Weekend coming up, is it? No. Wait, I'm in the 7th of March. No wonder I couldn't find it. One moment, I'm in the wrong month. March, down, down, down. Here we go. Maybe. Okay, so on Saturday, I believe the games that we are going to be doing, it's on a good times, isn't it? It sure is. It's just Super Rugby overlaps a little bit. So we're going to be doing Ireland versus Fiji, Argentina versus New Zealand, Australia versus Samoa, USA, Kenya, and then I believe that is the last one we can do before Super Rugby. Then we are actually going to be doing a game in between two of the Super Rugby games, and that is the match between New Zealand and Scotland. No, it's not New Zealand and Scotland. I believe it's New Zealand and Wales that we are going to be doing in between the two other games. I have a serious question for you, Xavier. Where do you think the Rebels will finish at the end of Super Rugby? Just curious. And there, as I said, Sebastian for that one. That ball, I should mention, did race away to the boundary. Now Australia only needing another 7 runs to be able to go on and win this matchup. Well, they do now anyway, because that is another boundary for McDermott. I think the score was just a little bit ahead. Currently, for Pakistan to win this one, there is a 0.5% chance. And also, we have got there, I just noticed your Hurricanes hat, Hamish, and there's Katie Dixon. There is a little bit of a backstory to it. I do like to try and say it's because Nathan Ellis and McDermott are out there, but really, I've got just a big pimple on my forehead that just stands out. So I was like, I'll just put a hat on and no one will be able to see it. You're streaming Curry Cup tonight. I'm hoping to do minimum Western Province Bulls if I am up at that 6 a.m. time. If not, we're certainly going to make up with it for the amount that we are going to be doing over the weekend. But if I am up early, I will be doing that game and possibly the Requas versus the Sharks, the game beforehand, if I am awake. So pretty much, I think I'm going to bed at like lunchtime today. And then after that, we will be getting all sorted out for whether or not I am awake at the right time. But yeah, it's just a perfect dot in the middle. So I was like, I just put on a hat. I was going to wear a bucket hat, but I was like, bucket hat doesn't make complete sense to anyone who's new tuning in. So we'll just wear this one. That's going to be nicely dug out by Finch. They get themselves another single. That's also the reason why when I was like, oh, can I put on a jersey while wearing a hat? That was not because I was curious. That was because I was, once again, just keeping the hat on. It's right in the middle, and it's literally swollen up. Like, not so much where the pimple is, but like my forehead, because there's not a lot of flesh on there. So I just got like, it looks like I've been punched in the head, which is unfortunate. Oh, so it's not all bad. You can't say a pimple without pimp. There you go. You think I should own it for the last, you'll be able to, there it is, right in the middle. It doesn't look too bad at the moment because I've been pushing it down with the hat. But it's pretty much like, it was very swollen earlier on and almost like looked like I had a big bruise on my forehead from someone hitting me. I also got my first 15s match of the season. The Saturday practice is going to be Suarez on Sunday. So yeah, hopefully you do end up going all right in that matchup though. Fingers crossed for you, and hopefully you do get yourself a win in that one. Nice shot. Straight to the man though. There's going to be no run. Right. Damn. That was when I said that they were going to be able to get it. And I did say that they would have 4 wickets in hand and that they would end up getting it with 13 balls to go. And pop the pimple, Hamish, in there as well. I mean, it's probably already relatively popped. It's just like, just chilling on my forehead. I will at some stage. I probably can't wear a hat for my lineup videos. unless I really milk it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow overall. I'm just letting it heal up for a bit. Currently 5 runs needed. I was like, would you trust George to pop it? No, George would accidentally cut off my forehead. And also he wouldn't want to, I don't think. I was like, innings time is 6 minutes remaining. So they're going to be finished a little bit. And all the best to Xavier for the weekend. Shot. That's big from Finch. Has he got enough? He doesn't. He's out. And that's going to be out for Aaron Finch. Sheena Freddie picks up a wicket for himself, but Aaron Finch, 55. Well batted. But Pakistan doing nicely. Sheena Freddie gets himself the wicket. You'd have to say he's bowled pretty well to not have a wicket as of yet. Right. They got the wicket of Finch. Quick wicket here. Hat-trick ball coming up if he gets another one. And then all of a sudden they're back in it. Aaron Finch, he went after it. He tried to close it out, and just that ball. Millimeters. Okay, they're going to be reviewing that one, I think. And we're a rugby headgear for the rugby streams and cricket helmet for the cricket streams to cover the pimple. And then overall, it was successful Pakistan tour for the Aussies. Was indeed. And like that's the thing. This one, I guess you could call it a little bit of the decider. That's very close to the boundary rope. Okay, the foot is inside the ground, they have said. So it is going to be the wicket, and Aaron Finch going to be on his way. It's quite unfortunate for him. He's out there for so long. And now does have to walk away, Aaron Finch. And now they're going to be bringing out probably Sean Abbott or someone along those lines, although they've got McDermott still out there. And he is going to be, I believe, on strike for this ball. Sean Abbott, though, making his way out to the middle. Looking like a batsman. It's always a good start. Got the helmet on and everything. He can hit a ball very well, Sean Abbott. We've seen it many times over in the Sydney Sixers camp. Just smacks it around the park. He might even try and go for a 6 here. Or has he been told by Finch, don't go for the 6, just tap the singles around. He's at the non-strikers here. McDermott's on strike now. Ooh, well bowled. From Sheena Freddie. Is there something coming here? I'm just going to have a quick look at the odds and how we currently sit. So currently, the odds are missing. There they are. Pakistan to win is paying $51 at the moment. I mean, if they get another wicket, that's certainly going down a little bit more, I think. Sheena Freddie bowls it well. Taking the single. Oh, it's a misfield. Every time off Sheena Freddie's bowling. Unfortunately, that's about the 4th one, and that's actually the captain, Babar Azam. He does misfield that one, so unlucky for him. And now they only need the 4 runs off the 9. That almost looked like a throw from Sheena Freddie, the way he whipped the wrist. 4th yawn for the 4th hour. Not too shabby. Currently Abbott. Oh, he's bowled. He's bowled. Sheena Freddie is fired up. I don't know how loud I can be because everyone's probably still asleep, but wow. Wicket for Sheena Freddie. Pakistan now paying $31 to win it. Is there something special coming here? And also, when's the next stream? So the next stream, theoretically, I would like to say it is tomorrow about 21 hours time at about maybe 3-something a.m. or 6 a.m. And that will be for a Curry Cup game in the South African department. But Sheena Freddie, is there something special brewing? Sean Abbott, he's disappointed. He's got a golden duck, golden quack. And there as well, said Sebastian. Like I mentioned, get a couple quick wickets here. And it's all on for young and old. Brandon has said, hi as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you're doing well. You've come at just the perfect time. There's only a little bit of time left. Too late for Pakistan, says Abdul. And you have to wonder, if they had 10 more runs on the board, how different could it have been? Because at the end of the day, then you'd be looking at 14 off the last 8 balls, and that would be chaseable or defendable, I should say there. But currently, Ben DeWarshes, he's going to be on strike. If they get him, then that scoreboard pressure or that wicket pressure that you start to build. And why is it called a golden duck? And there as well says Danny, that's a very good question. Not too sure. I guess the bigger question is, why is it even called a duck? Because I know that the quack side of it, so I don't know whether initially someone might have said quack quack or something like that. I'm still so new to cricket. What is the duck thing again? So pretty much a duck is when you get out for 0. A golden duck is when you get out for 0, but it's your very first ball faced. So Ben DeWarshes here's just blocked that one out, and it is a dot ball, so he can no longer get a golden duck, but he can still get a duck if he ends up losing his wicket soon. But that was the off stump getting taken straight out of the ground by Shian Afridi. The Pakistan supporters are running rampage at the moment. They were loving that one. Australia 7 down. If they can get out without any runs coming off this over here for the last ball, 4 runs of the last over would be what they do require. Shian Afridi charges in. It's a nice shot from DeWarshes, but it's a dot ball. And a royal duck is the wicket off the first delivery of an innings. Right, 1 run off that Shian Afridi over. That is absolutely outstanding. 1 run, 2 wickets. And now who bowls the last? I think it's going to be Harris Ralph, who you could probably ramp for 6 if you get it right. And I bet a royal duck is spectacular. And there as well, says Katie Dixon, if you want to know about a royal duck, I'm sorry, Sebastian, just ask Rory Burns when Mitchell Stark bowled to him in the Ashes for the very first Ashes match this year. It was like the crowd erupted, and that was at one of the biggest stadiums. And ask Rory Burns, jinx, there. I bet that gets the crowd going. It does, certainly does. But now 4 runs needed of 6 balls. This is starting to get a little bit closer here for Pakistan. I mean, at least it's come down to the final over, which I feel like is only fitting in a game of this caliber. 3 runs would take us to a super over here for Australia. If Pakistan wins, I'll say yes, they're showing that sign once again in the crowd. Harris Ralph bowls it, whip to the leg side. That's 4 runs. And that is going to be the end of the game for South Africa. Oh, sorry, for Pakistan. That is going to be the Australian win. Australia winning it by 3 wickets in the end of this one in Pakistan. Another big yawn. Oh, well done. Not just Australia, but to Pakistan in this series. It's been an awesome one. We haven't had any delays in terms of matches being called off or anything. They've done it very well. Crowds have turned up, and it has been pretty awesome to see. But nonetheless, do appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport as well. We have got plenty more cricketing content coming up on that one. We've got the Curry Cup hopefully tomorrow night if I am up at the random hours. That is the middle of the night. And also we've got that McDermott with the winner, Hurricanes cap match. Maybe. Nathan Ellis also getting a 4-fer for this one. Maybe I should keep it on more often. Definitely if we got any more of those lurking on the forehead. And also, well, GG, y'all. And there says Katie Dixon. And yeah, very nice finish to the series. Follow and go for a strong aim to get some fresh air, says Danny. It's currently raining at the moment here, unfortunately. But once it lightens up, maybe we can go somewhere, go for a bit of a walk about. We've got the treadmill in there. So if the sun comes out, I could get some vitamin D. But if the sun doesn't come out, could get on the treadmill, go for a bit of a wander in there, because that is something I haven't done for a little while. Overall, but George, he didn't actually end up coming over today or yesterday to film, sadly. He said, or he pretty much said, set an alarm for 12:20, set an alarm for 12:30, set an alarm for 12:50, and I'll be around at 1. So I did. I woke up, I got up, and then he was like, I can't come anymore at this stage, but I'll be around at 6. And then it got to 6, and he said, it's busy, so I can't. So we didn't actually get filming done, but hopefully we do get something done relatively soon. And also, cheers for the stream, 10 out of 10, says Sebastian there. And also, thanks for the stream, Amish, says Katie Dixon. No worries at all. And I do appreciate all of you being here. But thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will see you all